intro vid.
That's why it's really important to have a plan and understand what your goals are.
In fact, my camel out there is suffering right now with a broken back.
So I actually found Pepe when it was only a couple of hours old, and I'm like, oh, this is a funny meme.
Oh my god.
Yo! Who is this degen?
The old man is swing trading over years at a time. And it's like, that's where the real money is made.
The answer is a permanent loss. With single-sided staking, you don't have to worry about impermanent loss.
But really, at the end of the day, it's just the matter of a macro market. It's just what happens.
If you're aware, if you're disciplined, you can hone that into further financial growth.
Financial freedom, so where you can actually live life and not have to be constantly living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, more or less, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crypto degenerates, ducks and squirrels, welcome to this here fancy schmancy 18th of June Whiskey Wednesday on the DGen Roundtable. I will be your host for tonight. My name is Will Stevenson. I'm an iron worker that travels around the United States building TV and radio towers. In my free time, I talk cryptocurrency to assholes and degenerates such as yourselves. I am joined tonight by my fantastic co-host, Mr. Brendan, the Anonymous Bean. Mr. Brendan is the DGen Roundtable's macroeconomics specialist, and he takes a look at a lot of things that go on up at the Fed and up at the high government levels. But he's a bro, he's super cool, he's awesome, and he likes to party. Brendan, broski, what's new and exciting with you, dude? How are you doing?
I am doing well, my friend. Always a pleasure to see you.
Mm-hmm.
It is June 18th, one of my sister's birthdays. So happy birthday, Maureen. If you ever watch one of my streams in the future and it happens to be on your birthday and I don't say it, then I will feel bad. So happy birthday. Hope all is well. Other than that, man, just paying attention to some of the news today in regards to the CPI, in regards to the Fed, and they held rates and those other type of things. I've been crazy. I literally worked like 12 hours today, so I haven't even had a chance to listen to Jerome Powell speak yet. So I have no information to share with any of you, unfortunately.
Not yet, but soon maybe. Soon, maybe, perhaps. By the way, it is Whiskey Wednesday. So on Whiskey Wednesday, we tend to drink whiskeys and things. I have a little bit of Bacardi that I might be drinking, but I've also got some fancy schmancy tequila, some
that looks good.
Some Jacinto Soledad. So this is a bottle of tequila I bought around a year ago. I saw it at a liquor store, and it was behind a glass case, and I was like, ooh, I got to have that one because it's got like dead people on it, and it comes with a cool little like skull.
It also looks like the bottle's like handmade by local like craftsmen.
Yeah,
it looks like it's made from clay or some sort of craftsman bottle.
It is made of clay, some handcrafted in Mexico, fully verified porcelain. It's got like lot numbers and things on it. But yeah.
Do I know my stone or do I know my stone?
Yeah, I think this was brewed on. Ooh, actually, this batch is coming up on 2 years old. It was brewed on the 24th of June in 2023. So I'm gonna be having some Soledad tonight, some Soledad Jacinto, and then chasing it off like a degenerate with some fucking Bacardi and sparkling water and things. What are you sipping on tonight, my friend?
Well, first I just want to say they don't brew tequila; they distill it.
Okay.
But I have a High Noon. And then I right next to me I had a couple of these little, we call these nips. What do you call these little bottles?
I would call those shooters, but nips is that's a New England thing.
And it's a New England thing. We call them nips. I've heard people call them airplane bottles, like Jersey. They say airplane bottles, and I get why, because these are the size that they give on airplanes. And every once in a while I get free ones on airplanes, and so
keep talking. I can still hear you. I've got something to show you on that.
I'll bring them back. And it's happy to be sitting next to me. So I will be sipping on those tonight.
I'm outside. I'm outside looking inside one of my ammo cans because I have something that is specifically meant for those bottles that I brought all the way from. I did. Haha. Okay, I found it. Hang on, check it out. So, not only have I've set up a second camera today, for the folks at home, but for your shooters, bro, I have this here PBS 14 monocular night vision device ammo can, and inside of this ammo can are what I like to call shooter belts, which don't tell anyone, but I stole these from the Marine Corps. Just kidding. I tactically acquired them. And what it is this is a 40 millimeter grenade pouch. So this is
So
a
they can sit
bandolier.
right in there.
Yeah, dude, this is a bandolier, right? For motherfucking shooters, dude. So you can
Holy
fucking pop
moly, I
those.
gotta get one.
Yeah, dude, I've got a couple of these. But yeah, so fucking
How
yeah,
do
save
I
you.
buy one on the legal market?
I don't know if you can get them on the. Well, I mean, I'm sure somebody somewhere sells them because, like, if it's issued to Marines, then odds are the Marines lose them, which means that they need to go and buy them from somewheres. But yeah, bro,
What would it be
like
called again?
a 40 millimeter grenade bandolier. Bro, I'll save one for you, man. It'll be authentic. You know, it's got the little fucking little button
Dude.
and everything. Where's fucking my buddy Josh is in the chats. He probably he knows what these are, and so would Boogie and Vets in Crypto and all the other Marines in the space. But yeah, dude, I got me a fucking. Let's see how many does this bitch hold? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
That is
12.
hilarious.
This bitch holds 12 grenades. Oh, here you go. Take a screenshot of
Just send me it. I
that.
can't see it.
I will literally just give you one of these, bro. I've got shoot, how many do I have? I probably have like 5 of them. Oh, I got like
Damn.
6. I got like 6 or 8. But yeah, fucking shooter belts, baby. So that's for partying, that's for bachelor parties, that's for whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this is like
Nice.
straight out of some Marine Corps like inventory thing. So I don't know what poor little PFC is getting his ass chewed right now because he's missing like 10 grenade pouch bandoliers, but somebody out there is. So anyways, that's what's going on with us.
Well, speaking of that,
Yeah, there's a fucking
cheers,
drink.
brother.
Cheers to you. Let me pour myself. I'm gonna start it off with a Soledad. We're gonna go the right way today.
Ooh,
So this is
Soledad.
that good smooth
I love it.
tequila. Slancha as the or
Cilantro.
Slancha, yeah.
The Irish.
That is good. Yes. Yes, indeed. Speaking of Slancha and speaking of pros, let's go ahead and rock and roll our way through everybody's favorite part of the show. It's time for chat motherfucking shoutouts. Ladies and germs, we appreciate each and every one of you guys hanging out with us today. And we're going to talk to you that talk to us. So it is time for chat shoutouts. By the way, if you guys read the scrolling chyron down there below, it says type in hashtag ShrimpTech for the chance to win some free DGen Roundtable stickers. Now, it's not even a chance. You will win this. If you type in hashtag ShrimpTech and give me an address, I literally went to the store earlier today and bought a fucking 100 bazillion envelopes and a shit ton of stamps. So, like, anyone that types in hashtag ShrimpTech, you guys get a free fucking DGen Roundtable sticker. I'll literally just mail it to you. I'll mail it to your parents. I'll mail it to your favorite cousin. I'll mail it to the president of the United States if you give me his address. Don't give a shit. By the way, it's 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C. But yeah, type in hashtag ShrimpTech just like Miss Amber Simon is doing right there, and you will win a DGen Roundtable sticker, and you have the chance to win some fancy other stickers like this one right here, and some other ones that I'm not going to show you guys. Here's another one that I'm not going to show you that you could win. But yeah, there's all sorts of fancy schmancy stickers. By the way, shout out to I'll go ahead and give you guys the lowdown on who I got these from. This is all from Crypto Stickers. Oh, look at that. Their little dollar sign is green, so the StreamYard
That's
counts
pretty
it
cool.
as a green screen. But yeah, Crypto Stickers. These guys made these stickers for me. I actually bought them. So if you guys need stickers made, then you could go to Crypto Stickers and get them made. That's where I got all these fucking DGen Roundtable stickers. So if you type in hashtag ShrimpTech, then you get free stickers. And at the end of the night, we'll do a giveaway using the StreamYard giveaway tool. And nice try, Faster Buell. That's spelled the wrong way. We'll do a giveaway with the giveaway tool, and anybody who wins gets extra stickers. And anyone who types or participates and sends me an address then you get to then you guys get to get free stickers anyway. So I'll go ahead and put up the whole scrolling Chiron to let you guys know where you can send me the DM for. So if you just type it in, the next thing that I'm looking for, the next action step after you type it in is you have to send me in DM on Telegram any sort of address. Again, you could send me your address. You could send me your fucking business address. You could send me the address to the Petco place. But yeah, there it says right there below. DM Will at t.me/Will Stevenson, whether you win or not, and I'll get you these dope stickers. So anyone who types it in gets a free DGen Roundtable sticker, right? And you might notice it looks a little bit something like that. So yeah, you send in the shrimp tech, you get a sticker, and then you might win some extra cool stickers. And my camera's gone fuzzy, so I have to do this magical thing that I watched Sloth do one time. But without any further ado, let's get on into the chat motherfucking shoutouts. And shout out to all you guys watching us, whether you're catching us live or on the replay. We fucking love each and every single one of you. So let's see what we've got over here. We are joined first and foremost today by Mr. Moonpilled Rational Optics. What's up, D-Gens? What's up to you, Mr. Moonpilled Rational Optics? A good real life friend of mine. Cheers to you, amigo. Glad that we could have you with us today. What's up, D-Gens? I'll tell you what's up. Check this out. I'm going to go ahead and add my third camera to the stage. This is a tower that I've been building. So I'll go ahead and full screen that. That's what's up. There's a tower right there in the background, and that's what I've been building. So it's pretty fucking cool. I'm super stoked. Oh man, why am I full screen? I'm going to go back to, there we go. That's what's up, bro, is I've been up in the sky building a fucking tower outside. So life is good. Life is great. Reminder for all you folks at home to smash that like button, like that smash button, do all that good stuff. We're also joined by Mr. Fast Abdul, who does Pulse Jitsu. He explains that he is here for the tech. Absolutely right. The fucking shrimp tech, baby. We're here for the tech. Next, Mr. Moonpilled Rational Optics say, what is the drink of choice this evening for everyone here? Yeah, also type into the comments below what you are drinking. Mr. Slide 180, my good friend Josh from the Marine Corps, says he is sipping on some Imperial IPAs right now. Pulse to y'all. Pulse to you too, sir. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. All my Germans in the chat, please forgive me if I'm saying that word wrong. But yeah, shout out to all y'all. But it's good to see you, Mr. Josh. And I do have a, I'm going to cover up your last name here so I don't dox you, but I do have your sticker collection right here. And actually, now that I've got envelopes, I'm going to go ahead and transfer your stickers on over into one of these fancy schmancy envelopes. So that's what we've got going on. We're also joined. Oh, Mr. Fast Abdul is actually just here for the alcohol. Or no,
my man
here for the alcohol. We fucking love to see it.
Like a good old Canadian, eh?
A good old Canadian, eh? That's what's
up. Did the Canadians win the NHL Stanley Cup or no?
Ooh, did they? I don't know.
No, they did not.
Uh-oh.
Florida Panthers won again, unfortunately. I live in Miami, but I'm not a Florida Panthers fan. It's been brutal down here having to watch
the Canadians, that's the only thing they're allowed to do, right?
Well, you know what's funny is it's the only thing they're allowed to do, but a Canadian hockey team has not won a Stanley Cup in can't remember. Jeez. I know this.
If you can't remember, then that's not a flattering period of time. Yeah.
It was like, I mean, it's been like 30 years. So yeah, a Canadian team has not won the Stanley Cup in something like 30 years. I don't know, something like that.
There you go, Josh. I've made your letter package for you. So Mr. Josh has already typed in #ShrimpTech and he's won. So I'm taking his Josh contents and I'm putting them in this Josh envelope. So Mr. Josh, when I come down there and see you next time, I'm going to bring you all these fancy schmancy stickers. So that's for you, good sir. You are getting your stickers. Excellent and good to happen. Let's see who's next up in the chat shoutouts. We've got Miss Amber Simon, who says hello. Hello to you too, Miss Amber Simon. Shout out to Miss Amber Simon, doing fantastic health things and documenting her journey and sharing it with the folks in the DGen Roundtable. Good to see, good to see. Next up, we've got Mr. No Money Mike. No Money Mike says, been a while since. Absolutely.
What's up, buddy? I hope you have a little bit of money since the last time we saw you.
Yeah, we're hoping to.
I've seen you call yourself Negative Money Mike, No Money Mike, and now I might call you a Little Money Mike.
Some Money Mike. Hopefully, big bags Money Mike in the near future. But it's good to see you, broski. Welcome to the stream. Oh, racist.
Sidney Crosby played for the Pittsburgh Penguins. He did not win for the Pittsburgh.
Oh my God, there's so many chats.
Canadians have won every major hockey tournament when it's international. But they have not won a. Was it 2008? Did Canada win 2008? I don't think so.
Bro, this is your wheelhouse, not mine. I got no clue here.
I
am so out of my league when it comes to winter sports and just regular, I guess, sports in general.
List of Stanley Cup champions.
While you're Googling, I'm going to continue on with the chat shoutouts. Mr. Fast Abdul is talking about racist bottles. It's absolutely racist. It's a picture of two dead people. It's actually the story of Yanitzo. I pronounced it wrong. I always call it Hensinso. But it's about people coming up from because like South America and Central America, they're very into like death culture, very Aztecian. The bottle is about how like people from a certain lake rise up on the Day of the Dead and they go mingle with family members and stuff up on the dry land. So, yep, super racist. People loving each other and having a good time on the Day of the Dead. Next up, we've got Miss Jemmy. Miss Jemmy says, hello, D-Gens. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you too, Miss Jemmy. And speaking of other lovely ladies, we're joined by, welcome to Tam Tam, who says, hello, my lovelies. Hello to you too, Tam Tam. Shout out to the #1 cheerleader in the Hex and Pulse space and crypto in general. Good to see you. Next up, we've got Mr. Marcus72. Mr. Marcus72 says, smash that like button. Abso-fucking-lutely. Smash that like button. Congratulations to Marcus. He has won some stickers himself. As a matter of fact, I need to send you your stickers, good sir. I have the stuff that I need to do, and I forgot to drop it off at the post office. So good reminder there. And another winner of the DGen Roundtable stickers, Mr. Hex Glenn. Mr. Hex Glenn got his stickers sent off in the mail just a little bit ago. So good to see you, Hex Glenn. Welcome, welcome. We're also joined by Mr. Kenturian54X. What's up, D-Gens? Mr. Kenturian is everyone's favorite pilot and farmer who does some fantastic DMing on the side for a little D-Gen Roundtable Dungeons and Dragons crew. So good to see you, bro. Wow, I guess the fucking tequila's already catching up to me. I haven't had a lot to eat today, so this is going to be a fun one. We've also got people throwing in the hashtag. So yes, the correct hashtag for today's giveaway is hashtag ShrimpTech. So there you guys go. Not hashtag LimpTech. That one doesn't work. Mr. Moonpilled Rational Optics got it right. Mr. Josh got it right. Mrs. Jemmy got it right. Fucking A right, Moonpill. We're going to get some stickers. And Moonpilled Rational Optics, I do not have your address. Can you send me a DM on Telegram, please, good sir? I think I have an address of the chicken place that we ate at, but I don't think I have your address. So that's what we got. We're also joined by Mr. Zachary. The Blantons here. What's up, Zachary? Mr. Zachary Blantons.
Nice. Blantons. Nice choice.
That is that's an Irish name. There was a gentleman in my Marine Corps career that also Mr. Josh knew, who was Blanton.
But Blanton's is a bourbon.
Oh, excellent. He's drinking some
well-known bourbon. I'd say a lot of people consider it some of the best bourbon for the price.
Oh, okay.
Some people.
Shout out to everyone drinking that delicious, delicious bourbon. So there we go for that. Let's see. What else have we got over here? Mr. Jonathan Navarro. What's up, Jonathan? Good to see you. Hello, boys. Hello to you too, good sir. Mr. Jonathan, on the subject of whiskeys, is one of the DGen Roundtable's finest bartenders. He teaches us all about making drinks and doing cool things, and talks about like bartending and life stuff. Agent J and I had a stream with him last Wednesday. It was absolutely fantastic, super fun time, and great conversation after the show was over. So excellent to see you, Mr. Jonathan Navarro. Welcome, welcome. Mr. Moonpilled Rational Optics is drinking a margarita. And then Brendan reminds everyone, type in hashtag ShrimpTech, all one word, if you want to get into the sticker raffle. And you definitively win one sticker as long as you type in that hashtag. Some more stuff about the Sidney Crosby.
Skip that one for now because he updated that.
Excellent. Ooh,
1993. Yes, 1993. Montreal Canadiens.
Damn.
Patrick Roy. Yep.
That was the year I was born, man. That's fucking 32 years ago. Holy smokes.
I was watching hockey back then.
That's funny. My bad. He won it for Canada in the Olympics. So there you go. Ooh,
you were born in 93. Same year as my brother. Ooh, Fireball. I always think Fireball when I go skiing. So like when it's really cold and you're on the mountain and you need a little pick-me-up, you got that little Fireball in your pocket and you do that shooter.
Fireball.
And warms you right up.
Yeah. Excellent. We like seeing the fireball, and we also like seeing Mr. Hexkin lost in Asia. So shout out to you too, Broski. Glad that we can have you with us today. I wonder if does my cable show up or is it green screen? Oh wow, that's cool. Oh no, it's like partially green screen. So I have a green
Yeah, it
charger
depends if it's
cable
in
right
front
here.
of you or not. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. I have a green charger cable for my headset, so let's see if I can rip that out of my head while we're streaming. That'll be a good time. I just got a low battery message. So we'll see if my audio cuts out. Apologies, ladies and germs, but we'll see if we can keep it rocking and rolling. And that does it for the chat shoutouts. So with all of these chat shoutouts rolled on in, we're gonna go ahead and do our very first StreamYard giveaway. So without any further ado, the hashtag is ShrimpTech. So I'm going to type in hashtag ShrimpTech and exclude all winners when doing multiple draws. Ooh, we've got 4 entries. Very nice, very nice. So let me pull
Come on,
up
those are rookie numbers. Gotta pump those
Yeah.
numbers up. Let's get some more hashtag ShrimpTechs in there.
I gotta pull. Yes, I gotta pull up the screen share. Yeah, get some hashtag ShrimpTechs, ladies and germs.
I could fit one right here.
Yeah,
Got my
you could.
American Outlaws.
Oh yes, that's
Miami
right. I do
chapter.
gotta send you one. I gotta send you some so you can hand them out to people walking around. By the way, shout out to all my baby dolls out there in Sulphur Springs. If there's somebody over in Sulphur Springs that is watching this show today, shout out to you, good sir. I heard word that you recognized a Bad Idea T-shirt over in that direction. You're like, oh, that's the shirt that Will wears from the DGen Roundtable. So good to see you,
Very
sir.
cool.
And I would
Very
love to share a drink with you at some point when next we meet. So. Oh yeah, that's right. Sharing the screen. So I'm going to pull up the giveaway tool. Here we go. We got hashtag ShrimpTech. That's what the word of the day is for getting these stickers out to the folks at home. So I've got that pulled up. I need to now go over to the media and make sure I got some cool noises. Ooh, we're gonna do. Well, we could do the kids cheering, but that's only at the end of it. So. Here we go. Hashtag ShrimpTech starting the draw and ready, steady. Oh, and it's Amber Simon. Congratulations, Miss Amber Simon. Shout out to you. You have won the DGen Roundtable sticker draw for today. So I will go ahead and add these stickers to the Amber pile over here, which we've got an amber thing right there. So there you go. I'm gonna put one DGen Roundtable sticker in there, and then I've got all of these other stickers that you guys don't get to see because you didn't win. I'm gonna throw them on in there as well. So there's some good amber sticker merch for you guys. Stick around to the end of the show where we will do another sticker giveaway, and it'll be a good time. It'll be a great time. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing that screen and bring us back to our normal box, and we'll go ahead and start talking about some of the stuff that's been going on in the DGen Roundtable and the PulseChain and the Hex space. There's a gentleman that I wanted to go over. But before we launch into that, Brennan, is there any news items that have caught your eye recently, or anything that's been going on in the crypto space, or just something that's been on your mind recently on anything really?
Well, it's certainly been an interesting week, especially for the Richard Heart ecosystem. As many of you may have known, we had this nice, really good pump a couple days ago. Looked fantastic, and that was due to someone that pumped $444,000 worth of DAI directly into ink, straight into ink. That's why ink pumped so much, and everything else pumped a little bit with it. But over the last few days, things have dropped back down, and that's been due to some whale selling. I might, if we decide to, show some of those wallets later on in this stream, if we feel nice. But nonetheless, it's better for whales to sell now than when we're up 10x or 20x or 50x or 100x, because it's going to cause a lot more downward momentum. So might as well get out now or close to the bottoms. But some of these whales, man, they have so much to dump that it pretty much feels like it could be infinite, but it's not. Nothing is infinite. And yeah, so that's been interesting.
That was a weird little blip on the radar. I gotta say, like, I was hanging around in one of the other Telegram chats that I'm a member in, and somebody was like, "Wait, who the fuck just pumped like $500,000 into the PulseChain ecosystem and just like shot us up in green candles today?" And then like I came back like 12 hours later and they're like, "Ah, never mind, it's all back to normal." You know, it goes to show that like without market momentum, every single like what would you call it? Not like outside pump, but like
Everybody's selling every little pump.
yeah. So like there is no sustainability to any of these. Oh, there's my cup. I found it. There is no sustainability to any of the the influxes of cash. They all just like immediately bring us right back down to the gutter, and we'll see if it stays that way for a long time or for a short time. But like that was an interesting little happenings. Like $500,000 hops into the PulseChain space, and it all goes into incentive token, and then just like do. So wonder what's going on there, but yeah. So that's a pretty cool things that's happening. Another thing that's been happening, and this is more of a shout out than a thing, but I'm gonna tell you guys about a gentleman who has been doing some pretty darn good outreach and journalism and documenting in the PulseChain space. So I'm gonna shout out MVS Crypto, Mike Victor Sierra. I don't know if that's his actual name, but that's what shows up when when we click on his profile and things. But he is or she, I suppose, is a gentleman that's been posting newsletters in the DGen Roundtable shill topic area. I remember he posted them in the main topic, and I was like, don't do that. This looks scammy or something like that. And so he's been posting in the shill topic, which is just fine. That's where Twitter posts and other things where people are trying to get people to do things go. But he's actually created some pretty cool newsletters. So I want to go ahead and bring those up for you guys at home and just kind of share with you like what it is that he's been doing. So shout out to MVS Crypto wherever he is. I'm not sure where you're watching us, broski. You might be watching us on the X, or you might be watching elsewhere. But this is some of the stuff that he's been making. So he's got these PulseChain weekly threads. So basically, he talks about like stuff that's going on within the last week. So this is his week number 6 of doing this thing, and I got to find out where the date is of his posting this. But yeah, like you can see, like he goes through a whole bunch of stuff. But this happened on June 15th, 2025. So just 3 days ago, he made this massive post, and we're just going to kind of cover like some of the headlines of this stuff. But basically, Richard Hart pushed out his massive tweet. You know, there was some stuff that was going on with marketing from Decentralized Me. You know, so they're spending almost just over $500,000 on ad campaigns and stuff like that. So there's been he talks about like what's going on with streamers. So RG3 has started a show about smoking cigars and other cool things. So that's pretty nifty. Hang on a second, I gotta fix our background. There we go. All right, we got that fixed. But yeah, so RG3 gets on stream with Triplet Dad and Hexfire. These three gentlemen were all at the PulseChain conference down in Vegas, by the way. So shout out to those gentlemen, super cool. They talk about things going on with like PTGC and Prairie Banana. He mentions a lot of people that are doing a lot of things. Saw me talking about Richard, the soil, and the ramp now. So those of you guys that are unfamiliar with the soil ecosystem, it's basically you can buy these it's like pre-made meals. It's kind of like little snacks that have like I want to say it's like 200 calories or something like that. But they're for sale in Germany. And when people in Germany buy these like healthy snacks, then it buys and burns things that happen in the PulseChain ecosystem or something along those lines. So it's pretty cool. They're like a legit company that just decided that they're gonna do PulseChain things. So like their whole food creation whatnot is completely separate from cryptocurrency, and just some of the cash flow from that like enters into the PulseChain ecosystem and does things. I don't know all the exact words because my German translation is not very good, but yeah, they do some pretty cool stuff. They talks about like how dollar cost crypto and cultivate crypto went and were speaking about new stable coins getting launched. He mentions Sally Mayweather wanting to interview Richard Hart, and so he tagged a bunch of people in there. It was Black Sheep's birthday. Congratulations and happy birthday to Black Sheep from the DGen Protocol. He had his 44th birthday. There was a Hex debate. There was a Friday night hangout. There's the internet money, cool new integrations going on and stuff. Some more NFTs, some top 10 daily stuff, some people talking about Hex, Atlas Wallet is pretty cool. So that's a cool new feature. I haven't checked it out yet, but it's for Binance, it's for Ethereum, for Solana, and also PulseChain. So that's pretty neat. And then there's a dude who made a song called "Stop Funding My Bag." So shout out to this guy. Let's see who it was.
That was funny.
Haiku 33. I've not watched this song yet, but yeah, go give it a listen, guys. You guys can check it out at this little link. But again, all this stuff is at MVS Crypto's, on his Twitter page. So shout out to this dude.
At Crypt MVS.
Yeah, at Crypt MVS. And I'm not sure like who he is or where he comes from, but he's just started collecting.
This is not an endorsement by any means, by the way.
Correct. 100%. 100%.
There's a lot of chills that he posts on some of these things too. So you got to kind of sift through the good and the bad. But getting all of this information on the PulseChain ecosystem in one place, it's pretty good. So
yeah. So shout out. He's a citizen journalist, and I appreciate people that go out there and they find things and they bring them together and they talk about it. So again, I don't endorse anything that he does. Like I'm not saying like he's like legitimate or illegitimate. I just like that he's a person out there doing work. And I think that that's pretty cool. And so I'm happy to see where it goes. And, the more people that are out there doing work, like creating products that are nifty, like the better. So shout out to him for going and finding all this stuff. And then, he even puts more stuff in the comments and things, but that's a little bit of a sneak peek of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that you guys might or might not know about. So shout out to MVS Crypto. Good to have you out there. And yeah, that's what we have. We've got a question for the audience about the CMC stuff, but it looks like
I already answered it. I don't know. I don't do CMC anymore. It's been a long
time. I have no clue. It's a cool network. I'll say the Moon Gang people, it's super fun. But if you've gone through enough of the classes that you get the core idea, then it's like then it's perfectly fine to move on and graduate from other things. So shout out to
putting in the work yourself.
Yep, exactly. And it's like that's one of the things that they say is like their whole point is to get you educated enough that you don't need them anymore. But like it's still a fun little network, and I do enjoy the fellas that are over there.
A lot of people in the DGen Roundtable cut their teeth with CMC. So shout out to Charlie and Miguel. I know I took 3 or 4 CMC classes throughout the years. I was in crypto quite a bit before that, but it definitely helped me learn a lot of skills. Charting, my first intro to sort of crypto and, looking at charts and how crypto does things versus traditional finance. It's a little bit different. So a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, CMC. I was going to say something else, but I forgot. So we'll come back to that. Would you like to see that? Would you like to see this little wallet? That you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna give you guys some stuff here.
We're gonna get some alpha. We're gonna get some juicy information, some exposition. Expose is the wrong word.
Let's see. Let's share this screen. Let me know when you're.
I got
good.
it. Let me go over to media assets, and I am pulling it up. Oh, you're a tabs monster too. Oh, geez.
Yep. We good?
Yeah.
Sweet. So this is the wallet that pumped the $430,000, 430,000 DAI directly into ink. So you can see they already had some ink, but they bought a lot more, and it left them with about 70K DAI left. So they still have some DAI sitting on the sideline. This is still, I think, above where they originally entered. I suppose I could look at their transactions.
Is this a pulsefolio.com?
Yeah. There's a few different trackers I've been looking through lately. But you can see 2,000 DAI ink, 2,000 DAI ink, 2,000 DAI ink, 2,000 DAI ink, and just over and over and over and over and over.
Fucking smacking it.
Yeah. And look, we're not the only ones that get failed transactions.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oops, sorry. So yeah, so that's pretty interesting. Now, conversely, we have this other person here. I don't really want to dox the wallet address, but this person has been selling that pump straight back down. And this is just one of their many wallets. I would call this a very small wallet for this whale. They have other wallets that have 660 million PHEX, 600 million EHEX, a lot more PulseX, a lot more billions of PulseX, billions of wrapped Pulse. So this is nothing. But this was all 80 billion wrapped Pulse. That was 40 billion wrapped Pulse. That was brought over to this wallet. They then bridged it directly out. You can see it's wrapped Pulse. So they changed it to wrapped Pulse, from PulseX to wrapped Pulse. They bridged it out, and now they're trading it from wrapped Pulse to ETH outside of the PulseChain ecosystem. So they're actually using lower liquidity pools, which means they're getting paying more fees and getting worse less amount of ETH. So if you look at the transactions, I mean, they're going to empty this wallet. So even 50 minutes ago, they 100 million wrap Pulse, boom, gone. Hour and 5 minutes ago, 500 million wrap Pulse, boom, gone. 100 million wrap Pulse, 500 million wrap Pulse. So you can see they're just slowly dumping this, and they've been slowly dumping this over the last few days. So this is interesting. Like, I'm not going to go through every transaction here, but you could see
just smacking it
from 40 billion Pulse now down to about 4 billion. So a tenth of the stack left, but they're still selling out. So my guess is that we're going to see the rest of this 4 billion Pulse get sold into ETH. Now they had someone turned me on to this wallet, by the way. I did not do this digging or this but they had sold a lot back in the day, and then they had stopped. This wallet was dormant the main wallet was dormant for like 8 months, 9 months, and it just popped back up. So here is one of those other wallets that's connected to the same person. This was the wallet that funded that wallet. So they still have 63 billion PulseX and 14 billion Pulse in this wallet. Now, they're not selling from this wallet. This is actually still, as you can tell, in the Richard Hart system, because it's Pulse and PulseX. It is not wrapped Pulse. So they wrap the Pulse and then they swap it out, bridge it out, and then change it to ETH. So these are interesting things to keep in mind. This is why we have big pump. Someone put almost 500K in, and that's why we're having big dump, because whales are dumping it right back down. Again, we need these people to get out so that we can carry on the pump. Like, how is Richard Hart going to pump an ecosystem? If he even does, by the way, I'm not even sure 100% that he's going to. But say he's even going to, he needs to get some of these big players out, or every money that gets put in is just going to get sold down. What did he call us recently? Sell pressure.
Hello, sell pressure.
Exactly. So anyway, I just thought that those were some interesting nuggets to give all y'all, because it's been a wild roller coaster of 2-3 days, and those are the major reasons why we saw the original pump, and also why we saw the dump. So you saw it here, the DGen Roundtable.
Yep. We bring it to you guys. We bring you the juicy news first. Speaking of first, we've been joined by Mr. Nate the Great. What's up, lads? What's up to you too, Mr. Nate the Great? Shout out to you, sir. Glad that we could have you with us today. A good OG Moonganger over here. Love to see it. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's happening. There's a lot of stuff that's continue happening. Man,
I want to put this X. If you want, this guy does a lot of this information. I've got some of the information that I got is from him.
Storyteller 17.
He's really not followed by a lot of people, but he's been digging deep into wallets, and he knows a lot of stuff that's been going on. So if you want to dig deeper into what I just showed you, he does a really a big deep dive on the sell pressure.
Storyteller 17 _17. There he is. Ooh, Martin. Look at that. In a bear market. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Shout out to Martin. Is that a picture of a kid smoking a cigarette? My goodness.
A cigar, maybe, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a kid smoking a cigar. Well, they don't make them like they used to, I suppose. Yeah, shout out
there's a couple other people. There's another guy that's been doing a lot of forensics on PulseChain. If people are interested in this, CryptoSolve, he's also been doing a lot of wallet deep dives. So those two people are two of the people that I've seen do some really deep dives on this stuff recently. So
they're the wallet watcher aficionados.
And I have a mixed review about it, right? It's like, I like privacy for transactions, but at the same time, because this ecosystem is so small, it's important for us to know what's happening and, what wallets to watch to see if they're buying or selling, because they're the ones moving the prices as much as anyone.
And if you want privacy, then you have to kind of force privacy. You have to use ZK, you have to use ZKZY or zero knowledge, zero expectations.
ZKZX.
Yeah, you have to use things like ZKZX or Railgun or Tornado Cash or things like that. So that's the only way you can get privacy if you want privacy. Otherwise, it's all just like, hey, surprise, everybody.
And speaking of Tornado Cash, we have a big case starting for Mr. Roman Storm. Are you familiar with that, Mr. Will?
I know the sort of kind of details, but like I wish that more people I wish that he had more support from the larger entities, because like somebody put it really, really well in one of the Ethereum conferences, where they made a really long speech about like everyone living in glass houses where everyone can see what everyone's doing at all the time. And it's just like, it does not lead for a highly functional society. So like there needs to be privacy. There needs to be chains with base layers of security like Monero or ZK Snark or ZK Rollup, something like that. There's things that Ethereum is working on that helps introduce privacy into the blockchain. Oh, excuse me. But like I don't know a whole lot about his particular case. I know that it's coming up soon, and
I'll give you a quick rundown. So think of it like Richard Hart, right? He creates code. It's immutable. You can't change it. People use it for nefarious reasons, and that's essentially what he did. So he created Tornado Cash to help people, be able to use funds within the crypto space in a more behind the scenes, in a more private way. And I know we lost Will here. I don't know if it's me or him or both.
I think I'm back. Can you still hear me?
I hear you. Yep, I got you now.
Yeah, I was like clicking on things. I'm like, why are none of these comments going up right now? Sorry, continue though. So he all right.
He created Tornado Cash, immutable code, can't change, can never change it. And he did it to allow for privacy and to help people not know who's making transactions where and what, which we're all for privacy. This is great. Immutable code, great program. People start using it for nefarious reasons, or what the government would consider nefarious reasons. You can decide for yourself if you think they're nefarious or not. But certainly there were, people that were using it for money laundering or whatever else you want to say. But he had nothing to do with that. All he did was build code that was immutable. He can't change it. So even if they say, hey, these people are using your code criminally, well, I'm sorry. I just wrote code. It's a smart contract. I don't run it. It's not mine, right? It is decentralized finance. And so it's this whole thing of like, is code speech, right? Like Richard Hart talks about. And actually, I think that Richard Hart's case could be really helpful to Roman Storm and the precedent that it's created. And I hope that Roman Storm, in fact, on one of his posts, I wrote, man, you got to talk to Richard Hart and his lawyers, because he has the exact reasons of why you should be freed. But I think what you say is correct and sad. Not enough people in the mainstream are standing behind him. I think a lot of people in the DeFi space are. Pretty much everybody that I know that's in crypto is standing behind him and hoping for the best. But it takes more than that, right? Like he needs serious support. He's also being dragged down by, just the law process. A lot of witnesses, expert witnesses, blockchain experts, they're trying not to allow them within the court to be expert witnesses, which I'm sorry, doesn't make sense. It's like, I'm an expert. Why can't I be an expert witness? So it's kind of an interesting case, and we'll see how it plays out. But I really, really hope, and how amazing would it be, and this is where I come full circle, is if Richard Hart's win against the SEC is actually one of the reasons why Roman Storm ends up getting off on the Tornado Cash. Wouldn't that be incredible? If the precedents that Richard Hart set actually get Roman Storm off, like, imagine that's one of the cases that the judge cites and the jury cites as a reason to let him off. Holy moly, like, pump my bags.
That would be fucking fantastic, man. And it's like, that'd make for one hell of a campfire story too.
Right.
It would just legitimize that particular, because that whole point is central to just about everything in cryptocurrency. And it's the same thing that Richard's been preaching for a long, long time. Super smart dude, vilified by many, many people. But like, if that was to be the thing that helps Roman get out of this, like, totally bastardized interpretation of the law, then like that would be super duper cool. I think that I think it was Sami that put it like really, really well when he described it as like, imagine, like, hammers exist. Everyone knows that hammers are real. The guy that created the blueprint for how to create hammers made the blueprints on how to create hammers and like published it on the internet free for everyone. And then some people decided to make hammers and go and like smack people over the head with them. But like, most people are using hammers to like build houses and do like great things. But just like one asshole, goes out and does some bad things. And then the government's like, wait, we got to find this guy who created the blueprint on how to make hammers, and then publish that code somewhere that nobody can take it down. And it's just like, this is absolutely ridiculous. You should punish the crime, not the people that made the tool that was used in the committing of the crime. It's like, people use cars for crimes, like, occasionally. So the whole precedent that this thing is setting is just absolutely atrocious and disgusting. And I'm not fond of any of it. And I hope that Roman, gets off scot-free. I don't think that he's being tried in America. I want to say it's Denmark or somewhere over in the European Union. I'd have to be fact checked on that one for sure, because I definitely don't know. But I'm fairly certain that it's not a United States jurisdiction. I could be wrong on that. But yeah, it's freaking ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. I thought that there was a United States case against him.
Is there? Let me see. Tornado Cash case. Bam. Criminal case. Victory for Tornado Cash is court rules sanctions. Okay, so that was sanctions. The OFAC has ruled that Tornado Cash
filed in New York District Court. Yeah.
Yep. So that one.
Always New York, right? Why always New York?
Paradigm urges jury clarity in Roman Storm's Tornado Cash case. So let's see. Where is this? Paradigm's chief legal officer and general counsel said if Roman Storm is found guilty, it could slow future software development in the crypto and fintech industries. I agree. Yeah, that's oh shit. Okay, so this is an amicus brief filed in New York District Court on June 13th. I don't know. Understands that for Storm to be found guilty, the prosecution may prove he was knowingly operating a money laundering business. But that's not what he was doing. Yeah, so he was not operating a business. He wrote code. So there you go.
And look, I actually think there's a good chance that he could get off, but I only think that because of the change in crypto regulation in the United States. Basent recently said that he wants DeFi to be not regulated as the same as centralized exchanges, because when there's immutable code and there's smart contracts and no one actually having an agreement between two people, you're just interacting with code in a contract, then it's not the same as having a contract a contract with a company, with an entity.
Yeah.
And so I actually think Roman Storm has a good chance to win this case. But if you'd asked me 3 years ago or 4 years ago or 5 years ago, man would have been locked away for 80 years, just like Ross Ulbright, right? But he luckily got pardoned, and I think that even if he gets somehow found guilty, I could see a pardon in his future as well. That being said, based on how things have been going with our court system, in regards to code and in regards to decentralized finance, I'm hopeful that he can get off. But there are a lot of people in the banking sector and a lot of people in the mainstream that don't want code like that to be written, and they want to hold somebody accountable, right? So that their mainstream bags continue to get pumped. They don't want people to get pushed into crypto. They don't want privacy. They're pushing, I want to know what you're doing with your money. So we'll see what happens. It's a huge case. It's like one of the biggest cases in crypto history, in my opinion, because it really decides what is code and who owns that.
Yep. Where does the blockchain live?
Right, exactly. I just hope to God that one of the judges in this case cites Richard Hart's case. Like, how brilliant, like how amazing would that be? It's very plausible, by the way.
Yep. It is plausible, and I don't know how that would work because the case was dismissed, because the motion to complaint was dismissed, or no, not the motion to dismiss, because the complaint never made it to court. It never made it past the motion, the hearing, I should say, the hearing before the judgment. Because it never made it there, I wonder if that was the thing that I was really looking forward to, was the Richard Hart case, like going to trial, and then coming out with shiny colors and things.
I still think there's some interesting things there written by Judge Carroll.
Yeah.
And some of the things that she writes about why she dismisses it. And also during the hearing, again, like Zenith would be the one here, our sort of legal expert, or shout out to Nuclear Herbs. But I still think nonetheless, there's some conversation and decisions by the judge that can be taken into consideration there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and she wrote like a 33-page long response to the whole thing. So that was pretty funny too. I do have an update, by the way, for the Tornado Cash. They were arrested in the United States, and so it is the U.S. that is charging Roman Semenov and Roman Storm. Roman Semenov, at the time of the writing of the article that I'm currently looking at, which was August of 2023. So go take that for what it's worth. But Roman Storm was arrested, and Alexei Pertsev was arrested in the Netherlands. So Roman Storm was snaked up right here in the United States, over in Washington D.C. And as of 2 years ago, they did not have the Roman Semenov gentleman. So those three guys were the creators. So
and it also helps that Tornado Cash sanctions were overturned last year.
Yes.
Right? Like,
thank God.
If those weren't overturned, he'd be looking really bad. But now he's like, look, it's not even illegal to use my software in your country. And you're trying to put me in jail for it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But it is the United States, so you were right about that. I have to retract what I said earlier.
No worries. But yeah, so those are super interesting things.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody joining us tonight? Anybody want to come on? It's almost 9 o'clock. We can get a few people on if anyone's interested.
Hell yeah, guys! If y'all want to hang out and pop on in, then fucking come say hello.
For those of you who don't join Whiskey Wednesdays that often, we do an hour in crypto, and then an hour of letting people in. So talk about whatever you want: crypto, macroeconomics, drinks, liquor. What you ate for lunch today?
I want to talk about some leadership and some communication principles. These are some things that have been on my mind for the last few days. I think that communication with people is very important, and I think that as a man, if you're in a workspace, communicating without emotion is very, very important. When you're in high stress jobs, it is even more important that you communicate without emotion and that you make decisions without emotion, unless it's like necessary to add urgency to the thing that you're communicating, then emotion is appropriate, but like still want to be controlled in things. So something I was thinking about earlier at work a couple days ago, and just around is like, I work in a very high stress environment. I'm up climbing around. I'm up like, putting 20,000 pounds of pressure on like big ass pieces of steel that could roll over and crush me at any point in time. And like if something bad happens and I like start screaming into my radio to where the operator of the winch can't hear what I'm saying because I'm panicking, then like it's going to be a bad day and everything's going to be worse. But if I say, "Hey, hold that. Stop. Don't move anymore. All right, let's back it up and go the other direction." Then like that's clear commands and that's good communication. And these are just some things that I've been mulling over is like when you're in high stress environments or when you're in times in life where things are really important, communicating clearly and succinctly and without like, panic and stuff is something that will get you farther than communicating by like, freaking out or getting angry or getting sassy or things of that nature. So this is just something that I've been thinking about as I've been moving steel around and been in some stressful situations. And thank God I've got a really good crew here, and they've been a good example of like how to act well under pressure. And it's like I've got like a lot of appreciation for that. And it's like, man, some of the people that I hang out with in real life, they panic when the smallest thing goes wrong. It's like, oh my God, we left the ice cream inside the truck on a sunny day, and they start like freaking out and like playing the blame game and stuff. And it's like, yo, it's just ice cream. Don't worry about it. Like nobody's dying, and also like panicking about it isn't going to solve the problem. It's just going to let everyone know that you're in a kerfuffle up inside your head. So that was something that I was thinking about recently, and I don't know if you've ever had to deal with like panicky people or folks that are like emotionally high strung, Brendan, but that was something that was on my mind. Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, as a sales manager, as someone who manages people, manages some pretty high level sales, there's always challenges and stress that's associated with those positions. And when you're in a position of sales, when you're in a position of a conversation with a client, especially when something goes wrong, that's really when your character shows through. And I've always said, and I've always been told, and it's always been true, that you're always going to make mistakes. You're always going to have some bad things go wrong. How do you deal with those bad things, and how do you come to a worthwhile fix and solution in a timely manner? That's what actually shows your worth more than anyone can sell you something in a good time. Anybody can help you when you're making money. When something goes wrong, that's really what shows your character. And by the way, yes, it might suck, and you might have some really hard conversations with people. But if you get through it the right way with integrity, they actually appreciate you more later on. And it is a way that you build relationships. Stronger relationships are built through difficult times. You can have fun with people, and it's great. But when you actually have challenges with people that you love or you don't love, people that you work with or whatever the case may be, you have an opportunity to further that relationship and strengthen that relationship. And it all depends on how you handle that situation. So exactly what you're talking about, Will.
I think you hit a point really well over there, talking about it's easy to do things when it's nice out. That reminds me of like fair weather riders with motorcycles. Like some people talk about like, I only ride my motorcycle when it's nice out, and then like of course there's something to be said for comfort. Comfort is very important for many people, and then there's other people that are like, nah, I ride motorcycles no matter what. Where they're like dedication is very important too. So it's like there's like these two sides of the coin. But what like I think that being friends with someone is super easy and super awesome when it's super easy and super awesome, but it only really matters when it's difficult and when it's not easy and when it's like, I haven't had my coffee, it's 4 a.m. and I've got to come drive you to the airport or something like that, or like get somebody out of a pinch. It's like the people that are there for you in the tough times it's more substantive. It's more it builds more character, does better bonds than the people that only hang around when it's good times and things like that. So I think
It
that's
always
very
shows who
important.
your real friends are, right? And it's the same thing with work. It's like,
Yeah.
look, we might not be friends, but we're business. We're in business together. And to be able to, if I sell you a $2 million job and things are not going well and I crumble, do you think you're going to do business with me again?
No.
But if I sack up, even if it's challenging, even if I have to take it on the chin, even if it wasn't my fault, someone's going to respect me for that. And look, our relationship may not work out, but nonetheless, I will still be respected for it. So again, I always say this, and this is something, if I ever have children, the number one thing that I want to instill into them is no one can ever take your integrity or your honesty from you. That is only something you can give away. And that's important because a lot of things, people can talk bad about you. They can do a lot of things, but they can never, ever affect your integrity and your honesty.
Yep. All that they can do is paint like coats of paint on top of you, but you're the one that like controls everything that's underneath. That's
at some
good.
point people will see the truth, right? Like,
yep, exactly. If you just keep doing the thing, then the actions will speak for themselves. And there's only so much negativity that other people can speak into existence that'll just get crushed by the overwhelming burden of proof and receipts that is whatever your everyday habits are, that theoretically and hopefully like inspire others to trust and be impressed.
And by the way, it can be really hard. It can be really hard.
Oh yeah, and it should be.
And I read something recently that someone said, and I was like, this is interesting. The more power and money you have, the harder it is to be honest.
Yeah. Ooh, that's good.
So keep that in mind as we pump our bags and gain potentially more money and power. It is harder to be honest when you have more money and power. Like, for example, if you're in a very high stakes government role, man, I understand that sometimes being completely honest can be very challenging.
Secrets. Yeah. And it's like it's expected at that point.
But I think some people understand like there has to be secrets. But there's the other side where you're just not being honest because you don't want to be honest. Because you want to spin a narrative or because you want someone to think one way about you. But that doesn't have to do with government secrets. That doesn't have to do with anything that should be secretive. That's just you not being real.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I think it's true. I do think the more money and power you have, the easier it is to lie because you have platform to do so.
And you have more opportunity. It's like you can afford to wipe away some of your blunders by throwing money at it, right? So it's like you've got more options, you've got more temptation. There's a lot less. I think that people who are well, whatever people already are is multiplied when they get more power. And money is just one of the sources of power that people can have to like affect the world and stuff. So like if I'm an asshole and I get money, I'll probably become more of an asshole. And if I'm like a philanthropist and I get money, then I might become more of a philanthropist. Or if I'm like a basketball star and I get money, probably going to buy more basketballs and start more basketball gyms and things. Oh no!
Or you're going to buy cars, houses, and bitches. Come on, Will. If you got $50 million basketball star, that
could very well be the case. If I get a ton of money, I might buy more rigging material, and I might put my own tower up in my own backyard. Like that might be what I do with money, or get
Or you might just buy more bad idea shirts.
Yeah, more bad idea T-shirts. Yep, there you guys go. That's
on
like 40, something like that. Something.
Love
I mean, I go through them. So like this is like a generation 3 one. I don't have any more generation 1s. Those are all fucking kaput. Actually, this is Gen 4. Excuse me. This is Generation 4 bad idea T-shirt. I can kind of sort of tell by like the logos, based on how good I was at pulling the JPEG off and like sending it to the company and then they print it. But like, yeah, that's one of the things that's on my to-do list, bro. If I get super wealthy, I want to buy the company that owns the domain name badideatshirt.com. And right now they sell a whole bunch of T-shirts, but I want it to be only one T-shirt that they will sell, and it will be this design, which is their original logo, which I think would just be absolutely hilarious. So,
can you pull up Paul Sachs comments?
Paul Sachs. Ooh, there we go. Ooh, yeah. Shout out to Paul Sachs who's joined us. By the way, shout out to Paul Sachs, to Frank White, to Nate the Great. We've been joined by quite a few people. Yes, Bang Bang DJN Gang. Good to see you, Frank White. I saw you. Your Bang Bang was the magical word over in the DJN protocol thing today. So Good to see you,
By the
broski.
way, I actually, before Frank even came on, I was shouting out in a couple of the crypto, in one of the CMC chats, one of the crypto mindset community chats, from a while back. Someone was asking questions, and often I answer questions in there. And one of them was about GoPulse, like, where can I look at my wallet now, and where can I watch my wallet? And I'm gonna hold that. Let's read this out.
Well, before I read this out, I want to introduce, we have been joined by a fantastic, chaotic member of the Hexaco and PulseChain ecosystem. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give a hand for Mr. Johnny. Welcome, Whiskey Wednesday, broski. How are you doing? Oh,
I'm doing all right, man. How about yourself?
I am another wonderful
breaking up.
Whiskey Wednesday.
He's breaking up, or I'm breaking up?
No, it's Will. You look great. In fact, your camera is very clear, like 8K maybe.
Well, that's because it's on the phone for a change. I've got an outdated camera for my computer because I never intended to stream. So it was literally for like Zoom calls when I had to do like product meetings, and I had to sometimes show models and stuff. Like physical models hold up to the camera and stuff. We're building this kind of thing. So I've had that for like a long time. So I never really upgraded my system. So actually, when I first started doing Discourse Syndicate, they got mad at me because I was always streaming from my phone.
Oh.
I never actually made a setup. I eventually got a higher end computer because the network was bogging. So eventually got the high-end computer for that, but I never upgraded the camera. I never got a microphone. I never did any of that stuff. So,
well, there's always time. I have a cheap microphone, maybe $100 microphone. Works great though, honestly. I mean, honestly, unless you're doing really, really high-end productions, the microphone isn't the most important thing. Camera looks good. I'm just like, now that I'm on this computer, and you know what? Maybe I think I can upgrade to high definition on this. Hold on a second. Nope. I'm already on high definition in theory. I'm at 720. You're probably at, I don't know, who knows, but how you doing, buddy? What's going on?
It's a Google Pixel 8. I don't know what I got going on here. I just know what phone it is.
They have great cameras. I mean, Google Pixel is known for some of the best cameras out there. So.
Yep. So no, not a lot. I just thought I'd stop in. I thought it was kind of cool what Will was talking about, communication, and Lord knows the Hexicans need advice on communication.
Yeah.
Calling people stupid isn't gonna help win friends and influence people, so.
Wait, telling other ecosystems that they suck?
Right.
Make them want to come to your ecosystem?
Right. And then yeah, it's rough, man. They'll get through it though. They'll get through it eventually.
Yeah, Johnny, you've been making some really good videos on X recently. Just kind of, some of them have honestly just been, for some people, common sense, but for a lot of people that don't have common sense, a new way to interpret things. But on top of that, I also think you've been breaking down, things inside Hex, inside liquidity, and inside, buy pressure, sell pressure, and things in a unique way, in a very simplistic way. You got that little whiteboard sometimes, and I don't think a lot of people are doing the simple things. And you break it down into a simple way. I think a lot of times, when we're trying to reach other communities, we get bogged down with, we've been in this for a long time, and for us, it's very simple, but it's not simple to a lot of people. And so I think when you're breaking down some of this stuff, it's really helpful.
Yeah, people forget that literally what people do when they first enter crypto is they're like, okay, I've got my money into crypto. Now, who do I give my money to? That's like the first step. It's like, I got my money in there. Now who do I give it to?
Yeah. And
real quick, gentlemen. So you guys are talking about onboarding people into the crypto space, brand new folks, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Sweet. Before we go too much further into this convo, I want to introduce.
Not being stupid. Also, not being stupid.
Excellent. Yes. Well, on the subject of introducing new people to new things, we've been joined by Mr. Blockhead, Ice Broski. What's new and exciting with you? What's up, dude? Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday, the DJ Roundtable.
Whiskey Wednesday. Hey,
Yeah, bro.
Glad to join you. I was told to hop in the DJ Roundtable whenever I had the chance. So I saw the opportunity. I struck. Now I'm here. Hey guys. Hey Johnny. I've been seeing you for a little while. Good to meet you, Will. I've seen you from a lot of DJ protocol stuff. Nice to meet you, Bean.
Nice
I have not met you formally. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you as well, Blockhead. Welcome to the show.
Excellent, excellent.
Glad to be here.
So you hang out over in the DGen protocol. You're part of Black Sheep's crew. You hang out and chit chat with them.
Yeah. I chit chat with them. Donnie and me go way back. I'm really.
Cool nice.
I'm really cool with Frank White. You know, I'm locked in, man. Like there's not anybody that doesn't really know me nowadays. So I'm just trying to make more appearances, stream a little bit more, and offer a little more value to the chain, because not enough people are streaming, not enough people are talking, not enough people are offering a positive perspective on things. And I know we're a little bit down in the dumps, but this is an opportunity for us to kind of talk. And I heard any conversation topic was welcome today. So let's talk about dismissing the FUD. That's really what I want to talk about.
I think Johnny would be on board with that.
Yeah. Johnny actually happens to be a professional streamer. He streams full time as his employment, and his favorite thing to do is make sure that all the FUD goes away. Johnny, what are your thoughts about dismissing the FUD, man? I want to toss it over to you.
You know, it's just experience. You know, the FUD is going to be there anyway. People in general are default fear. It doesn't really take much to send a person over the edge, you know. And that fear is actually natural, right? You know, fear being the first part of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, which, you know, we call FUD. You know, it's self-preservation, right? Everything about us wants to stay right where we are. We're not programmed really to be risk takers. So, you know, and our bodies, even our bodies want to stay just the way that they are. You know, it's homeostasis. Your body wants to stay the way it is. You have to exert extraordinary force to change it. You know, in one way or another, you have to exert extraordinary force to change it. And the same thing with you know, cryptos is, this is not natural for people. You know, they have to be able to push beyond that fear. And unfortunately, people being default fear, it's hard to do because you can't control everybody. We're decentralized community. You can't stop people from saying how they feel, and you can't tell people, wait a minute, why don't you stop before you talk about how you feel and think about who is listening and how that might affect them, instead of just venting, you know, live. Write yourself a note, read it back to yourself, go, how does this really sound, right? And then you've got the other extreme of people that want to focus on the doom. They're doomers. They really want to focus on the doom. And in some cases, doom gets the views, because when you're out there and you're dooming, you get these people and they're like, yeah, I feel that way. Yeah, well, of course you do.
Look, Johnny, but the thing is, the only thing that remains constant in life is change. So
that's true.
You can either change with time, and time will pass, whether you change or not. So you can stay the same, and time will pass. Or you can change, and time will still pass. Who will you be at the other side of the road?
Most people don't know what they're going to have for lunch tomorrow.
I know, I understand, and a lot of people are down bad. But there are people trying to sabotage the very essence of the people trying to fight right now.
Oh yeah,
there's people crashing out left and right, and I don't agree with any of it. Why would you FUD your own bag down here?
Because you've already sold out, Blockhead. They're only FUDing their bags because they're not actually in the ecosystem anymore. That's the whole joke.
Yeah. A lot of the times they're not really FUDing their own bag. They just already sold and they don't want to be alone. That's usually the case.
No, they're sold and they're upset that they sold because they don't have an opportunity to make it back. So they want everyone else to fail. They're failed and they want everyone else to fail. That's the bottom line.
You have to be You have to be mentally declined in order to sell at a loss. Why can't you try the ratio trade? Why can't you try to like go cross chain, make some other gains? Like the fact that there are people funding their own bags at the very bottom, it irks me the wrong way, and I don't agree with any of it. Well, I know the situation is not pleasant, but RH preached a million millionaires, right? He preached to have a million leaders. And a lot of those so-called millionaires that could have been millionaires, a lot of those people that were supposed to be the voice that have been here since the beginning, they're just fading away. And that makes room for opportunity.
If you sell out your whole entire position, then you have given up your ability to produce. So, and this is something that people don't think about is, okay, I'm going to hit my number. I'm going to tap out. Okay, then what? How are you going to make money then? Oh, well, I'll have $1 million. I'll be good. Really? What, you going to buy a car and a house? You're done. $1 million gone. That's how quick it goes. You know, and they don't know that because they've never had $1 million. Mm-hmm. This gives people an opportunity to have amounts of money that they never dreamed of. And as soon as they see that, they click the button, they're out, and they're like, oh, yeah, I won. You know, I mean, we've got to, you know, people that have staked and are here for multiple cycles, we got to hear it all the time. Well, you should have sold the top. Yeah. Okay. Which Bitcoin top should I have sold?
Yeah.
Which Bitcoin top should I have sold? You know, it's like you're only wrong. Go ahead.
No, it's like, should you have sold last week when it was at 108? Why does it matter? I mean,
right.
The year hasn't even ended yet. We're not even at the halfway point of the year in itself.
But now you had mentioned stuff about like, well, go to another chain and leverage trading. A lot of these people do this, but see, if you don't have,
I didn't say leverage trade. I said go off chain and make gains.
Okay, but off chain and make gains is great. Start a business, make some money. Some of this shifting around in other ecosystems and stuff isn't necessarily going to be any better because the whole crypto market is down, except for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the exception.
All the altcoin market.
All the altcoins. Ethereum is doing abysmal. It's retraced 8 years. So, you could say, okay, well, Ethereum's retraced 8 years, but it started at 30 cents and it's still $2,500, right? So it's funny when people are like, oh, well, you should have sold the top. It's like, well, that depends. What are you trying to increase? Are you trying to increase your crypto? Or are you trying to temporarily increase your fiat? What are you trying to increase? If you have a job, you can make fiat. If you want to make more crypto, then you need more crypto to build that position. But again, a lot of people are looking at this as their lottery ticket to get a certain amount of fiat, and then they're done. They're one scratch off, and they're done.
That is the thinking error. We are in here to invest, and it's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market. So like when we enter the game with these high expectations, it's like, can you please taper your expectations so you don't mess things up for everybody else? Because everybody's thinking 10,000x, 1,000x. It's like, bro, can you just taper your expectations by 50%, 75%, and still be okay with 100x? Like that's life-changing money regardless. And
I tell people? I tell them this: do you have $10,000 in yet? And they're usually like, well, no, I don't have $10,000 in the crypto. It's like, well, then you're not going to make it this cycle.
Yep.
You need to work until next cycle so you get your 10,000, so you can make your 10,000, 100,000, and then maybe the next cycle you got your $1 million. But it's not, it's like people want to do. They hear about the one winner, right? They'll hear about the one winner from meme coins. Yeah. Okay. Well, the guy down the street won the lottery too. Doesn't mean I'm going to.
That's one out of 10,000 people. That's one out of 100,000 people. You know what I mean?
It's actually it's interesting. So my wife, I've talked to her a lot about crypto. She knows how deep I am, everything. She doesn't understand it the way that we do, but she did have something very interesting recently that she told me. She said, I think one of the issues that crypto has is that you have this great knowledge of what crypto is and what it's supposed to be and how it's going to, make us better.
But it's not the knowledge of crypto. It's the knowledge of finance and self.
I know, but her whole point is what is the world saying that crypto is? It's this meme coin that this influencer dropped, and they either shot up, but most of the time it just dropped. And so most of the mainstream media coverage of crypto is actually negative because it's actually not about blockchain technology. It's not about actual, secure monetary finance. It's literally about, what are you saying, Johnny? It's about a lottery ticket.
Lottery ticket.
And she made a really good point. That's all the mainstream media is talking about, is all of this BS that isn't really what she hears me talk about. And she's like, how do you get what you guys talk about to the mainstream? And I thought that was very smart of her.
Here's a fun example, Bean. I'll give you a fun example here. I literally was sitting at a poker table playing for 2 hours. Okay. It's a game similar to Stud. Okay. And literally I had been sitting there for 2 hours. Lady comes, sits next to me, gets a royal flush. First hand. She didn't even know she had it. She didn't stack her bet or anything. She didn't even realize that she had it. 20 grand. She sat down right next to me, won 20 grand.
Okay,
and you know what?
How many
this
times
happens in crypto.
Yeah,
but you know what? It doesn't generally happen to you.
How many times do you go to the casino and your lady's putting up money next to you? That's not the case all the time. So like this casino that we're in, it's a different level. The trenches are different. DeFi is different. The value that we put on the crypto itself is different than the value that we have believed the dollar to be. And that's where the disconnect comes from. That's where the miscommunication comes from, because everybody still goes to work for X amount of dollars for their time. We've learned that we can create value based on our ordeals, our morals, and it's different because it goes against the grain. So when you are going against the grain the whole time, these are the things that RH preached. That's why I say, did he really want to make 1 million millionaires, or did he want to make 1 million leaders? So that's why it's important for us to fight the good fight and continue to talk about these things, because it's not easy.
See, the thing where I look at it is I separate the man from the software. Okay. It is a useful tool, period. People will learn to use that tool, period. I don't spend a lot of time talking about the man because, what a lot of people will do is they speculate about what the man's going to do or what the man's going to. Nobody knows that. We don't speak for him. None of us speak for him. We don't know what he's going to do. We can project what we think he's going to do, but I don't think that's really the importance of it. He wrote in his own statement that, guys, what you have is good enough. What we need is advertising, which basically he's saying, you know what? Get out there and tell people about this thing and what it does. The thing and what it does. He's like, I make more money. That's great. But, the product doing well is what he wants. So, I try to do that distinct separation. I'm not a fanboy. I've never actually met Richard in person. I appreciate what he's built and the designs and stuff that he's made, but I've never met him in person.
But if he never streams again, what can we do? And everybody's like, everybody's like, he's going to stream again. Oh, he's going to come back. No, dude. Like, what if he doesn't come back?
What if Vitalik doesn't stream? What if Charles Hodgkins doesn't stream? What if Brett Garlinghouse doesn't stream? What if Brian Armstrong doesn't stream?
What do those guys have to do with PulseChain, though?
They don't have anything to do with PulseChain, but they are bigger than PulseChain, aren't they? Why are we so dependent on our founder to do something for us when we have everything that we need?
Yes, but we are PulseChain. We are the blood and lifeline to what.
And no other chain has 177 streamers, right? So who's Richard? He's another streamer. He is the founder. He is the guy that created the
178. I got to show.
He is the founder. He's the creator of the product. He is another streamer, and currently he has not been streaming for 2 years, other than a video here and there. And you don't see Vitalik regularly streaming. You don't see Brad Garlinghouse regularly streaming. Everyone's like demanding. The only way that people say, only way that this coin's going to go up is if Richard streams. Well, what? Matic went up Phantom went up. Solana went up. Solana's broke down every other freaking month. Okay, so why is it we have this double standard where we feel that our coin is not good enough and it can only that's kind of like such a fucking cop out, you know? Our coin can't go up unless our founder streams. Okay, well, we're pretty damn lame then.
Well,
I want to
Blockhead, you're muted. I'll just say then if that's the case, Johnny and Blockhead, you guys are, by the way, you're both saying the same things. But the point is, you don't actually believe that your product has product market fit if you think that you need the founder to push it. If you think the product is better than other products, then it speaks for itself, and we need to tell people about it.
Yeah.
So we've said this on stream. I don't know if you've heard us the last couple of weeks, Will and I. We've talked about this. We've said this exact same thing. Will, do you want to read this out? Because I have a comment on it.
Yes. So this is something that I wanted us to. You guys are having a good conversation, but I think that Johnny and Blockhead, you guys are both saying the same thing, just in different ways, back and forth to each other. So we're going to go ahead and deflect on over to this comment, because this is something that we want to cover. From Nate the Great: to play devil's advocate, because that's what I always do. Life happens. I try not to judge these people. I just got a $30,000 hospital bill. I don't have to sell crypto to pay for it, but it happens a lot. You do see a lot of folks that have real life problems that they have to sell crypto. One thing that I want to try and encourage folks to do is, like, don't try and convince other people to do things that you want. If from like an expectations perspective, if you want to get other people to do things, then it's best to engage in agreements with them. Like, if somebody has to sell $30,000 worth of crypto in order to pay for hospital bills, like, no judgment from me. It's like, hey, bro, you're the best judge of your life, and you don't owe me anything on the blockchain as far as price action, as far as negative candles go. Like, when we were going through that one dude that was buying and selling incentive token, it's like, this is a guy that's powerful, that has the ability to affect my wealth or someone else's wealth. So that's something that I think is worth talking about. What did you want to say, Brendan, about this comment?
Yeah, so I think this comment was in regards to what Blockhead mentioned regarding, hey, just because we're down, like, why would you fudge your own bags? And I guess I would say something similar. It's like, yes, I would never really hate on someone for selling. Now, when it comes to whales and whales that sell when it's low, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. They don't need money for these type of medical bills. But nonetheless, the issue is, are people flooding the ecosystem because they sold their bags for medical reasons? No, they're flooding the ecosystem because they're upset at whatever it is that they feel should have been given to them, rather than what they should have had to work for. And so I feel bad for people. Look, there's been many people in our community that have had to sell crypto because of hardships in their life, and I feel bad for them.
Hexo's been in and out of the hospital. Do you know that?
Yeah.
What's that?
Hexo's been in and out of the hospital a couple times. He's having some serious medical issues. We had nuclear herbs. He had
nuclear herbs as well.
He was from what I heard, he wasn't doing well at all. And they were really concerned whether or not he was going to make it through the night. So, there's a lot of people that have had to sell for reasons. And whatever I have said, if you're taking that as I'm making fun of people for selling, no, life happens. I've been one of those advocates that said, you need to be in a position where you don't need to sell, which meaning you don't go all in. You don't have take everything that you earn and chuck it in there. You need to have an emergency fund. You need to be in a position where you don't need to sell, and then you have that ability. Thank goodness that you were in a position where you were able to, cover your bills. And we've had people sell. David Feder paid off his set $750 aside and paid off $30,000 worth of student debt. Student debt is crippling. That is something that you can't get out of. You're stuck with it forever, and you're just paying off the interest forever. And you can get stuck underneath that. That could taking out too much debt itself can be crippling to you. So no, it's not as far as that. When we were talking about people that sell or whatever, there are people out there that maliciously just enjoy moving the chart. So they'll find things with low liquidity and tight ranges and throw a lot of money in there, and they just like to exert their power over the chart just for shits and giggles. And the more you scream and whine that somebody's selling, they just enjoy that. So you've got all kinds of different personality types out there.
And on the other side, there are the people that are upset because the coin that they're in hasn't pumped enough fast enough as they expected. The founder hasn't pumped their bags, and so they want to talk shit probably after they've sold their bags, which we said earlier, just because they're upset, because they didn't get what they want. To me, that's just a temper tantrum.
Go take it up with Vitalik, man, because EHEX is bonded strongly to Ethereum, and it's actually held up really good against Ethereum, actually. So that's really kind of interesting when you think about it. So go tell Vitalik that he needs to pump Ethereum so that your highly correlated coin can pump then. Or maybe you probably don't have that because you literally went over to the Pulse side because you figured that's the one that Richard was going to buy. So you're still waiting on him to buy it back from you.
Something I want to hone in on what you guys are talking about is the idea of expectations. Like Brendan, you said it earlier when it's like you buy a meme coin and you expect someone else to go and pump your bags. It's like, aha, well, that's where you're going wrong. It's like,
bro,
this is something that I want to make very clear to everybody. If I could give you guys no other lesson in life, then this would be the one. Is it like expectations are slavery and agreements are sovereignty? Like and Steven Chandler talks about this. So shout out to Steven Chandler, the guy who created this. He's a coach trainer. He goes out and trains people how to be coaches for other folks in real life. No matter what the realm is. Like he teaches financial coaches how to be coaches. He teaches basketball coaches how to be coaches. He teaches the art of being a good coach. And one of the things that he talks about ad infinitum is expectations versus agreements. If you want to have an adult relationship with someone, then you have to enter into agreements with them. You don't say like, hey, I expect you to be work at 8 o'clock because now you're my slave. It's like, hey, do you agree to show up to work and I agree to pay you? You agree to do the stuff and you get I get to market your talents and take in money and then give some of that to you.
But Will, at the same time,
go ahead.
At the same time, you cannot coach somebody who's not willing to be coached.
Exactly.
That's a boundary that you can't overstep because a lot of people aren't willing to break out of their shell.
Sure. And it's not your job to motivate other people. It's only your job if you decide to teach them how to motivate themselves. If you do the work for someone else, then you're robbing them of the learning that comes along with the experience. And you're also like, it doesn't work. Like, think about how many people that you've gifted crypto to that have just been like, oh, I don't care about
they don't appreciate it.
They don't appreciate it because they didn't go out there, sweat like blood and tears and do it. Like the analogy that I give oftentimes on this show is the pistachio analogy. Imagine you go to a store and you buy a bag full of pre-shelled pistachios. It's just the nut. It's the delicious part. It's the part that everyone likes, except for nutology peoples, right? It's the thing that everyone likes. You go and you buy a bag of pistachios and you eat them and you're like, these are pistachios. Wonderful. Whatever. You feel X, Y, and Z way about it. Now you take a same bag of pistachios that are shelled that still have all of the things out there, and you have to open and crack each one up. You're going to enjoy those pistachios like 2 or 3 times more than you're going to enjoy the ones that you just went out there and got. Same way that you'll treat $10,000 that you find lying on the street differently than $10,000 that you spent 400 man hours
but
for.
The irony
I don't know if the pistachio nuts are the right analogy for this because
Look, listen, it is because pistachios are good for the heart. So when you put in the work, you get the benefits from that. And a lot of people have these expectations that they can hit the lottery ticket and gain without putting in the work. And that's where the miscommunication is. That's where the faults are because everybody thinks, oh, there's SEC funds. Oh, the market's supposed to do this. It's supposed to do that. But like, dude, you're supposed to work. You're supposed to work for it too. Whether it's marketing, whether it's learning TA, whether it's doing the groundwork in order for your efforts to succeed.
The thing is, the best way to start the market isn't a God candle and isn't using SAC funds. The best way is actually just to do a daily delta match, and that is just the difference between the buys and sells for the day, because that doesn't give anybody any option to front run you. If you drop in $1 million, someone's going to watch that bridge over and they're going to dump on you. They're going to buy in, but they're going to bot you. They're going to buy in front of you, and they're going to turn around and dump on your head, and it's just going to be wasted money, and then nobody's going to get any benefit out of that.
We started this at the beginning of this episode, by the way, the 500K that was pumped in, and then the guy selling the 40 billion pulse. We literally covered this at the start of the episode, Johnny. So continue.
Oh, did you about the daily delta?
Well, we didn't talk about the daily delta, but we were talking about why the PulseChain and ink pumped, and then the next day it dumped. Same idea as what you're talking about.
Yeah. So what you have to do is you have to recondition the community's behavior. You're not going to do that with the God candle. Right now, you've got too many people looking for an angle to front run and just get ahead of the curve just so they can turn around and make that fast money. So the only way to really do it is much like when the adoption amplifier launched, was there was market matching at the end of the day. And that is actually what helped Hex thrive, was we stopped the manipulation of the dumpers that were just exploiting the system and front running everybody. Okay. So that's what you have to do and the daily delta is usually the difference of maybe $5,000 to $8,000. So instead of putting $1 million in over in one shot, you could put $1 million in over 2 months. And then at the end of the day, each candle is green. And what that does is that reconditions behavior to the people that are ready to sell. And they're like, oh, I got a green candle today. Maybe I'll wait another day. Oh, I got a green candle. Maybe I'll wait another day. Oh, another green candle. Well, if I sell today, there's probably going to be another green candle tomorrow. And it actually reconditions that behavior. So in all actuality, that is the best way to do it. So this is not, we don't want to encourage those people to think that they're going to front run some kind of big God candle, because that's all they're there for. They're not going to bring any value. They're just looking for a quick exit, and you're basically just giving them the quick exit. I mean, you can punish them later by pumping the price beyond that, but they're just going to be in and out of there constantly, and it's rewarding trading behavior. It's not rewarding long-term holding. So what you have to do is you have to actually recondition the behavior of the community that incentivizes longer term hold and disincentivizes trading behavior by punishing them, because if they sell today, it's going to be worth more tomorrow. And then it's going to be worth more the next day. And it's going to be worth more than the next day.
We're about to get to that point where the FUD is going to be dismissed regardless. There's going to be a point where the FUD is going to be exhausted. Not the sellers, but the FUD will be exhausted. Nobody's listening to that shit anymore.
Right.
And it's up to us to stay strong to that point, because it's going to be very easy for us to have these conversations when things are going smooth. But when things are down at the bottom like this, it's very hard to communicate that same message when others have such high expectations. And sometimes it's not about them. Sometimes it's not always about the message. It's about the messenger. And some people relate different. So although we can sit here on a Wednesday night and talk about these things, who's really listening to this? And that's what we have to endure, because the message may not always be perceived the way that we hope it to. All we can do is show up and continue to talk about what we believe in, and that defies what the fudders try to come and do. There's a certain somebody, I don't want to bring his name up, but he's been on a freaking FUD campaign, and I can't stand it. I can't stand it.
Well, you just ghost them, dude. We're talking about somebody that tried to ship everybody over to ETH Fair and ETHW and told everybody, this is the way you do it. This is where all the money is. You go over to an unsupported chain, and then he's looking for somebody to follow. He needs guidance. He needs leadership. Jack Levin stepped into place. And of course, then he was on the Jack Levin train, because here's a guy that's taking the time to talk to me. So now I've got my new leader. Well, how did that work out? Okay. So he's really looking for something to cling to. And dude, you just got to let that go. There's going to be people like that. Dude, we've had wackos. We've had wackos that were on Discord Syndicate that shot security guards.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're in jail right now. So
that was nuts, man.
So, I mean, you are not going to save everybody. You're not going to stop people's free speech. All you can do is just kind of shut them out and just say, whatever, this guy.
You cannot lead the horse to drink. You can lead him all you want, but you can't make him drink.
The more you give them a platform to speak, the more you respond to them, the more that they're going to have a voice. The only you stop responding to them, and guess what? They're gone.
Yep.
On top of that, I have anyone like haikus? I have a haiku that I wrote.
Oh, I want to hear your haiku.
You wrote one?
Yeah, I write haikus.
Yeah, come on.
So this haiku is called Conviction. Red candles I bought. FUD raged like a forest fire. Green danced in my dreams.
There you go. Easy peasy, boys. I want to say, like, this whole thing, everything that's happening right now, like, folks at home, whether you consider it FUD, whether you consider it FOMO, it's literally all inside your head. If you choose to not look at things, then you can't see them. As soon as I close my eyes, it doesn't exist, right? Like, you get to, and like, I'm being a little bit facetious here, but the point is, like, you get to consume your mental diet. If there's people out there that are fudding things that you like, then don't listen to them. Then, like, go look at other things that circle jerk the opinion that you want to believe in. And like cult members, the best way to stay in a cult is to surround yourself with other cult members. And if you want out of the cult, then you can get out of the cult, and that's perfectly fine. If it's not your cup of tea, then you don't have to drink it. So, like, if there's people out there that are fudding your bags, just don't worry about it. Hey, if you're interested in getting more, then perhaps there's a buying opportunity. That you can either do two things.
I'm always happy, Will, to know when they're fudding my bags, that means they ain't got none.
And you can buy more. So it's like, if you like the thing that they're fudding and they're giving you a better price, it's like, imagine you walk into the store and you love bananas, and all of a sudden bananas are on sale because everyone's talking about, like, oh, bananas. It's like, bro, I know bananas better than anyone, and right now they're being sold 10 for 1. Hell yeah, I'm gonna buy up all these goddamn bananas. And then you have a banana party or whatever. Like, when people are fudding things,
I like look. I don't even like apples. I like oranges and grapes.
There you go. You get whatever your thing of choice is. I just realized, like, phallic imagery with banana party. Stay away from that, right? But the point is, like, if you find
let's just keep going down that road there, Will.
Yeah, there's so many speedos. Go ahead, Blockhead.
The thing is, people care about clout more than they care about their own success, and that's where
How do I get less clout? Can I sign up for that list? How do I get less clout?
I'll tell you how to get less clout.
Go touch grass for like 3 months, and you will have no clout.
The way that you get less clout is you start selling out. If all of Johnny Chaos's Twitter things are sponsored by Gatorade or sponsored by X, Y, and Z, or you start talking nonsense, then you'll get less clout. But like, the fact of the matter is, Johnny, is you're so popular because you simply say the things that you think about in a truthful manner. So, like, you have what's that thing, that book that RG3 talks about all the time, The Speed of Trust. You talk frankly in manners that other people think are good. Now, like, you're not the classiest gentleman at the ball, right? For sure. But, like, people
appreciate you too, man. Much love.
People appreciate your honesty, Johnny, and that's why you have clout, is because you're real in a world full of people that are fake and full of bullshit. So, like, if you want to get rid of your clout, then just start selling out like everyone else. Go join Crypto Banter. And what's up?
I know how Johnny can get out of his clout. Create a coin that actually is built to teach someone how this technology works. And then they think that you're just creating a coin.
I've already done that, Bean.
My point.
And I still don't lose people off.
My point is that, but look how you lost people for a little bit, right? Like, people were like yelling at you, but it wasn't real people, right? It was noise.
Right.
And you kept building what you wanted to build because you were trying to prove a point that coins don't have to just be dumped consistently. They don't always just have to go down. It all depends on the tokenomics and how you build the fucking platform.
And crypto bra isn't an excuse. I fucking hate that. It's like, oh, well, PulseChain is down, so my coin sucks. Well, don't got to. Well, it's crypto bra. That's how it is. No, that's not how it is. It's how you designed it. The problem is people design this shit for extraction or like a business or as an income stream, not as something to benefit their followers.
So let's stop there. Not every coin is built for extraction.
No. Of course not. Every coin is built for extraction. just 98% of it.
Can we leave that out? Can we try to focus on the coins that are trying to build value so that we can highlight that for the community?
Well, that is kind of what I was trying to do with what I did, but it doesn't matter because people are so biased. They're so biased towards extractors that it's like this defeatist that, the problem is you're dealing with people with defeatist attitudes. Oh, it's always going to be this way. Oh, it has to be this way. It is what it is. It has to be this way. That's just how it works. And then a lot of people use that as a crutch. Like, oh, well, my thing's not doing well because of this, or it's because of that, or because Richard isn't streaming. Buy meme coin.
Look. Just like Forrest Gump, when he broke out of his freaking leg braces, he started running. Like all we need is somebody to break free from the braces and to start running. It's not about entertaining the shit that is meant for extraction. It's about bringing attention.
But here's the irony. Here's the irony of the stuff that's made for extraction. You don't even know who it's behind. Yet everybody's convinced that it's going to pump, and it doesn't require Richard to do anything.
Yes.
How weird is that, right?
There is a shift. I'm sorry.
But yet it's built on Richard's blockchain, right? It's built on Richard's blockchain, but their coin is going to do a 10,000x, even though Richard's shit's going to stand still, right? And nobody has to stream or talk about it because it's just, they'll talk about it, but they're all anonymous people and everything, and it's not anybody that you know. And then, of course, but in order for PulseChain to succeed, Richard's got to stream. Look at the contradictories all just interwoven into that whole fabric there.
Can we exclude Richard streaming and like talk about PulseChain itself?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What's on your mind?
Why not?
He said he said it just in the past week. We have everything we need. So why are we depending on what he does? He freaking posted a video on just the face, just the what's the word? Damn.
Black screen.
Yeah, just a black screen with a black shirt. All you saw was his, just like that. Exactly. All you saw was his face. Hello, Soul Crusher. Like, dude, that was not meant for us to like take the wrong way. That was a lesson in itself. And it's not like I'm trying to glorify everything that he's doing. It's just like the principle. It's the hidden messages that we can take and try to build upon, not just build upon the cores, not just talk about the cores. We have a whole system that that allows us to express ourselves in a way that no other chain does.
Well, no one's attacking the chain. No one's actually attacking the products anymore. Honestly, no one's attacking the chain or the products. What are they attacking? It's just Richard. So if we just talk about the products, what do they got to attack? If they want to attack Richard, well, take it up with Richard. We're not here to be Richard advocates or translators or ciphers or whisperers. We are here to talk about the blockchain and the technology that's available, how it works, how the markets flow, why things do what they do. It's this weird enforced personification. And some of that has to do with Richard because he likes to brag about the things that he's built, okay? But still, it's like an enforced personification. And one of the things that I always say is like, look, I don't like Bill Gates. I got Microsoft on my computer. I own an Xbox. I don't like Jeff Bezos. Guess what? I get an Amazon package almost every other day, okay? So it doesn't really matter. It's like, but people want to focus on that controversy. And that's fine. It helps him stay relevant. Even when he's not streaming regularly, it helps him stay relevant. But I just don't understand a point in engaging that. And people are like, well, you need to call Richard out on this and you need to call Richard on that. And you're wrong. For what do I care what he's doing?
Who are these people who are these people to try to pick at that though?
Well, exactly. Hey, do you got $1.6 billion? No, nobody cares. So
do you have a token? Do you have a community? Do you have a stream? Do you have something that provides value other than your expectations of what was set before?
I actually have a really a really poignant point to what you guys are talking about. How many people in crypto actually know Richard Hart? Who Richard Hart is? Very few. Very few people even know who Richard Hart is. So there is a vast ocean of people out there that we can market to, that we can have conversations with about what? Why PulseChain is a great product. Why Hex is a great product. And in fact, all of the friends that I've talked to about PulseChain and Hex that are in crypto, but like not super deep, they're always like, okay, well, tell me, why is it great? Why do you like it? And I tell them, they're like, that makes a lot of sense. Wow. And what people get focused on is the small percentage of people that even know who Richard Hart is. Even in crypto, the small percentage of people know about him. Now talk about people that actually be onboarded into crypto. Nobody knows who Richard Hart is.
This is one of the things that's funny, right? Richard is not a marketing point. I'm sorry, Richard is not a marketing point.
He was in the beginning, but now we're 2 years in.
He's not a marketing point. So who is he a marketing point to? Richard fans. So you know how to identify a scam right off the bat?
With high expectations.
You want to know how to identify a scam right off the bat? They start talking a lot about Richard and how much they love and adore Richard, or how Richard's behind it, or how Richard. Do you want to identify something? Because that is a marketing point directly to hexagons and hexagons only. Anybody outside of the space, that marketing point has zero value. In fact, it's less than zero value for the most people that know him outside of the space. It's not marketing. You're telling people to stay away because it's another one of his projects. So you're not marketing to the world at that point.
Correct. They deliver him already.
You are literally just focusing on his followers. We had a guy.
Followers or haters. By the way, followers or haters. Nobody else. Followers or his haters.
Followers or haters, yeah.
But
so
people who are marketing Richard now are either people that have no other outlet, or they're trying to bring attention to their losses, and they're not projecting their lessons. I come from a place where all my losses are lessons, no matter what. Like, I cannot. If you don't treat your losses as lessons, you will never grow.
We had a streamer that was just an avatar of Richard Hart, okay, and he professed that he never owned a hex. So how do you have somebody that's masquerading with the Richard Hart avatar that's never owned Hex, and then he gets people to send him a whole bunch of money for marketing? You don't know who this guy is. And it depends on people being lazy. Well, I don't really know how to market, so maybe I'll just put some money in this. And these people are just grifting hand over fist left and right, because people will just send money out of laziness because they're hoping that somebody will do something for them that they don't know how to do. And it's beyond them. So they just throw money at it and think the problem's going to go away. And it's so frustrating to see that kind of stuff happen. And then these people make a name for themselves. You get these random experts that show up all of a sudden that have all of this information for you. Gee, I wonder how they have all that random information. Maybe that information isn't so random. Maybe it's possible that they might be behind it. Wouldn't that be convenient? Oh my gosh, look, they know the magic trick because they're the magician. Wow. It's amazing what's out there, man.
Speaking of things that are amazing and that are out there, we have not done chat shoutouts in a long ass fucking time. So I'm gonna take this opportunity
That's my fault.
in a lull in the conversation. No, dude, Johnny, we fucking love you, broski. I love your rants.
Johnny,
man.
we needed some energy. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, indeed. I was legitimately running out of things to talk about, and you fucking boom popped in to save the Whiskey Wednesday day.
We plan an hour conversation on Whiskey Wednesdays, and our goal is to have other people come in and talk what they want to talk about. So we hit our hour, we put it out there, and hope people come in.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. All right. So to the chat shoutouts, we have had rolling in at the top of the last hour, Mr. Paul Sachs. Isn't that the definition of politicizing an answer? Spinning a response to favor yourself? Absolutely. And I think that everyone in life should do this for everything that has to do with themselves. You should always look out for numero uno, which is you, and then everything. And then imagine you're the center of the universe, you're the sun, and then you have the things that are in close orbit to you. Those are the things that are very important. and then there's another orbit out that are still important but a little bit less so, and then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, moving out. So like, you should
What if I
always do the
disagree
things.
completely?
You can disagree completely. Let me finish my point though, because I want to say like you can apply this to like religion, where like the God is the center of the universe, and like you're a part of that, and you're the one that's out there doing His will and His work. You can make it like your genetic propagation is the center of your universe. You know, it doesn't have to be you, but like replace the idea of you with whatever you want your goals in life to be. You know, if I want to build a pyramid and that's the only thing that I want to do in my existence, then the most important thing to me, even more so than my own life, is my pyramid that I'm building, right? And if I have to die building my pyramid, but it gets done, then so be it. You know, so like the center of your universe is the thing that that favors you, or whatever. So I think that people should chase their goals, people should chase their dreams, people should chase the things that are important to them first and foremost. And like part of that is always politicizing answers and spinning things in favor of yourself, because you're going to be with yourself your whole life, and there's other things that are going to come and go. So like the things that you hold dearest are the things that are going to keep you going and keep you motivated and stuff. So always
Well,
spin responses in favor to yourself. And we can't dwell on this thought for too long, Mr. Blockhead, because this is chat shoutouts. But go ahead, if you've got a quick response, then I'd like to hear, or something to add real quick.
real quick, if time passes and you don't change, time will still pass. If you do change, you are ahead of the curve when time changes. So
Yep.
That's something that we can all take in real quick. There's people that have not changed their train of thought, their ordeals. People that have been stuck in the same set of expectations from the very beginning and have not adapted. And what you see now is an evolution of degen, and especially the trenches. The trenches have evolved in ways that surpass the maxis. And I'm not trying to create a rift or anything, but like sometimes we don't really have a choice. Like, I mean, when the times get tough, that's where the great men are created.
100%. And usually great men are the ones that are chasing the strongest purpose, whether it is themselves or whether it's their goal, whether it's the religion that they want to spread, the people that they want to support. The great men are the ones that are doing their things in spite of everything else. So like spinning responses in favor of yourself, the snaky people do it, but also the great people do it. So that's my
nobody's gonna come save you. Nobody's
Yep.
nobody's gonna come hold your hand. I come from nothing, so like I don't have anything to inherit. I have to put my foot down and make this legacy. Whether
absolutely right.
You know, I mean that's the answer, most simplified.
You got it, broski. You got it. But thank you for joining us, Mr. Paul Sachs. Glad that we could have you. I know you've put in a whole lot of other chats and things, but this is the one that I wanted to highlight. So good to see you, Mr. Paul Sachs. Next up, we're also joined by Mr. RH Max, who says, "What's up, gents? What's up to you too, RH Max?" Shout out to this man. Always creating things, always debating people, always exploring.
Will, I'd like to just give also a shout out to RH Max, because he is putting on a conference at some point coming up in the near future for PulseX, which is interesting. I think it might be the first conference put on for Dex. So that's interesting.
It's the PulseX conference. So there you go, PulseX. Yeah, shout out to RH Max putting on the PulseX conference. I'm really stoked to see how that one turns out. So I will be there if I'm not stacking steel. It'll be a good time. Good shout out, Mr. Brendan. We're also joined by Mr. Greg Anweiler, who says Micah 3:7, and I'm going to guess that is a Bible verse, and I don't exactly remember that one. Brendan, if you would be so kind as to go ahead and look that up and let us know.
Then shall the seers be ashamed, and the diviners confounded. Yea, they shall all cover their lips, for there is no answer of God.
Yep. The deceivers get left behind.
The best way to make God laugh is to make a plan, because nothing's going to go according to your plan. And
oh yeah,
I'm not trying to be spiritual. I'm not trying to be religious. We're here as degens trying to talk, but like you cannot have expectations on what's beyond your control.
Mm-hmm. I have an addition to that, Blockhead. All plans are 100% valueless, but the act of planning is invaluable. So like going through, thinking about the possibilities, wargaming scenarios, coming up with alternatives and other things, like your plan's not going to go according to what you think it is most of the time.
Hey,
But going
real
through the
quick,
process of thinking about it, that's pretty good.
is
Go
my
ahead, Blockhead, and then I got to continue with the chat shoutouts.
I'm very sorry. Is my mic too loud?
No, it's
No, you're
perfect.
perfectly fine.
Okay, sorry.
A-okay. We are also joined today by Mr. Just Live, who says that life is suffering. I agree, but you can choose to put that suffering to your advantage or to your disadvantage. Suffering can be positive if, like what Blockhead was saying, you extract the lesson out of the pain, and you do that with all the failures and everything. Or you could turn suffering into a motivation and use it to do better in the future. Or you can go down. Those are both positive aspects of things you can do with suffering. Or you can go down to the negative aspects of suffering and just say like, oh, my life is terrible, it's horrible, and then you drag other people down with you, and then you increase and spread negativity. And that's something that I don't recommend. But like, celebrate suffering, celebrate the opportunity to go out there and do difficult things and to prove yourself, test your mettle, and learn, and give yourself permission to fail. So because then you can learn from it and do better the next time. We're
Have
joined by
multiple
Mr.
plans and be able to adapt on the fly, coming from product development.
Yep, multiple plans, absolutely. Because we know that at least 3 of them are going to have monkey wrenches jammed on.
And you need the ability to improvise on the fly.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of monkeys, we're joined by Mr. Crypto Ape, who says we are in this together, and you have to do what you feel is best. Relying on those feelings. I think that feelings plus thinkings. I understand your point, Mr. Crypto Ape. I'm being a little bit pedantic or semantic or whatever the word is, but yeah, do the thing that is best. Absolutely, we are in this together, so let's fucking act like it and do great stuff.
The greatest rewards are beyond the greatest resistance you've ever experienced.
Difficulties build strength.
God would not give you anything you cannot handle.
Now we've opened up whiskey philosophy class.
I mean, hey, it's very stoic in what we do because it takes a lot of suffering, a lot of pain in order for us to get to these gains. That's a price that we pay for volatility.
No pain, no gain. That goes right back to the gym workout, right?
No.
All right, we're back to your shout outs, dude.
I think that this is something that Nate's talking about though too, because Nate's talking about like the long term, the more delayed gratification stuff. So pain and suffering is a part of that. But he was saying, commenting on the founder situation, sometimes I feel like if Richard just faded away into the background and let the tech and community take the lead, it would be better long term. My opinion. I agree to a certain point. Like I do think that if the ship requires the same captain in order to sail and nobody ever learns how to take that steering wheel or plot that course, then that ship will survive for as long as the captain's there. But
you got to understand Richard's philosophy too, though. This is supposed to be decentralized shit.
Mm-hmm.
This is not supposed to require a leader. This is not supposed to require somebody at the helm. It's supposed to be consensus the community ran. He didn't sign up for being everybody's freaking daddy. Okay. He's got $1.6 billion, man. He doesn't need to be here at all. At all. He doesn't need to make a stream at all. He's already won. He doesn't need to talk about his workouts. The reason he does the stuff he does is because he likes the attention. He likes the engagement. That's a personal trait of his, that he wants the engagement and the attention. So as far as him needing to do it, this stuff is supposed to run itself in Hex. Who mints the coins? Does Richard mint your coins? No, dummy. You mint your coins. Right? Who's clicking the buttons? Is Richard coming over? Is it like the old movie Ghost? Is he guiding your hand to click the button? What the hell, guys? You are running the blockchain. It's a code that you can choose to use or not. You don't need Richard's permission to do it. If you absolutely hate Richard, guess what? You can participate. Nobody can stop you from buying the coins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If Richard decides he blocks me tomorrow and doesn't like me anymore, is he going to take my coins away? No, he can't. Okay? So this idea that either having hatred or even praise gives you any benefit within the ecosystem, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. So maybe talk about the products instead of the dude.
Excellent. I agree.
Richard who?
Richard who? Who is Richard Hart? Shout out to Richard Schiller. All right, next up in the chat shoutouts, we've got Mr. 47 Guptai Jin, or I presume that's how you pronounce it. He says, great points. Absolutely. Some great points were said today. Shout out to the two of you for joining myself and Brendan. This has been a fantastic discussion.
A lot of fun.
So here's another one, Will. Let's think about this. Okay, what is Pulse? It's a fork of Ethereum, right? Is everybody yelling at Vitalik every day because Ethereum's down? I mean, there's some people, but I mean, are they demanding that he come stream?
No,
because nobody wants to see his goofy ass up there on stage.
They're demanding he stops dating Asians is what they're demanding.
Well,
no, bro, like people like VCs have been accumulating ETH for the past 6 months. Like, it has nothing to do with the founder. It has nothing to do with the founder.
No, that's total suppression. It's total suppression for the VCs so that they could be accumulating during these ranges. And it is about to break out of there because they're about done filling their bags.
Johnny, they were waiting for this. They were waiting for the stablecoin bill to pass. 100%, my opinion.
Yep.
Will, I can't hear you, but you might be talking. Maybe your headset's dead, but...
Son of a bitch. I had muted myself some way, somehow. Oh, it's the fucking buttons on my mouse. I need to change. Yep, there we go. I could just...
Hey, shout out to Coach. Shout out to Coach.
Yep, shout out to Coach.
Because he does show up every single day.
And he's built good stuff.
Yeah,
am I not putting my face out enough is what he asks. Great conversation, guys. The answer to if you are putting out your face enough is... Does putting out your face get you the result that you want? If the answer is yes, then you're good. If the answer is no, you got some thinking to do. Now, I don't know what your goals are, Coach, but I presume that your goals are getting met or something. Perhaps you have a higher dopamine tolerance than I do, but my goals are pretty satisfied coming out 3 times a week. So if you're coming out every day and you're still not satisfied, then I don't know, maybe you probably got a different chemistry set up in your brain that rewards your behavior.
Coach,
but I love you, broski.
Coach has a winning mindset, and that's something that we all need to decipher what the winning mindset is. It takes a lot for us to come out of this abyss of the trenches, this 99% down. It takes a lot of it takes a lot for us.
See, I don't like that framing, man. That's not really accurate because you can go 99% down 9 times with something that has 18 decimal points. So, like, when people are like, oh, you're 99% down, that gives people a false impression that it's the bottom because guess what? That's not the bottom. That's not a guaranteed bottom. Things with 18 decimal points can go down 99% 9 times because
but we have not done that more than
no, we haven't done that. But I'm just saying that's the concept. So really, that doesn't give you a real reading because 99% in normies terms, they think, oh, there's only 1% left. Well, no, because first of all, it went up 100. It went 10,000x up. So if you go up 10,000 floors and you drop 99 floors, where are you at? Are you still on the first floor? No. If you drop, let's do with the 90% because it's easier to play that way. If you go up 10,000 floors and you drop 90%, you're still on the 1,000th floor. And that's the reality. So people aren't, it's not as fair to measure from the bottom to the where we are now than it is from measuring from the top down to where we are. And people are measuring from 3 fucking years ago. We're not 99% down. That was 3 years ago. Why are you measuring for 3? Why don't you measure from 4 years ago? Go ahead, measure from 4 years ago. How down are we?
Can we just talk about where we are right now?
Hold on, gentlemen.
That's what I'm saying.
We're gonna get rid of these chat. We're gonna finish these chat shoutouts because 10 o'clock's normally a cutoff. So
yes, we're gonna finish up chat shoutouts. This is a great discussion, and I would like to have it again next Whiskey Wednesday. But for now, we're gonna continue on with Mr. Beyond All, who says that tomorrow is a better day and the last day of the appeal by the SEC. Hope that it will make the last day of lows. Shout out to you, Mr. Beyond All, for joining us.
I'd also like to say tomorrow is also the anniversary of the end of slavery, which is actually pretty cool. So that's all.
Ooh, there you go. Excellent, excellent. And
But not the end of wage slavery.
Speaking of the end of slavery, it is the end of this show, and you guys are no longer slaves to watching us. But before we go, there's something that we got to do. We got to give away some motherfucking stickers. So as you guys can see on the scrolling Chiron down at the bottom of the screen, it says type in hashtag ShrimpTech in order to get some free DGen Roundtable stickers. I have so many fucking stickers, and all I'm looking for is people to engage. So if you type in hashtag
Blockhead, Johnny, put it in.
Then one thing's going to happen. I will go ahead and share my screen here for the giveaway tool. We currently have 3 entries. Miss Amber Simon was the last winner for our sticker giveaway. So Miss Amber over here has an envelope that is full of fucking magical stickers. They're not just these DGen Roundtable stickers. I've also got Hex.com stickers. I've also got crypto stickers. I've got all sorts of stickers. I've got these stickers that I'm purposefully not showing you guys. I've also got these stickers that I'm purposefully not showing you guys because those are my 2 ace in the holes right there. So those go to all the people that win these fancy schmancy sticker giveaways. Now, if you want a free sticker, then just type in hashtag ShrimpTech into the comments below. If you want the chance to win, then do the same thing. But there's only going to be one more winner that will win multiple stickers. Everyone else just gets free stickers. After you type in hashtag ShrimpTech, what you need to do, as you can see on the scrolling Chiron, it says send Will a DM at t.me/Will Stevenson, capital W, capital S, and DM me any address that you want these stickers shipped to. I don't care. You can get them shipped to a P.O. box. You can get them shipped to your aunt's house. You can get them shipped to your work. You can get them shipped to the President of the United States at the White House over at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I don't care. But if you're a person who has typed in hashtag ShrimpTech and you DM me on Telegram, then I will take one of these 100 envelopes that I have and one of these many, many stamps that I have, and I will send some fucking stickers to whoever the fuck's address that I get written down in Telegram. So there you guys go. I can see that we now have 6 entries, so that's pretty fucking cool. Shout out to everyone who is typing in hashtag ShrimpTech. I'll give you probably about another 8 seconds. So, yep, there we go. Danny Boy. We got Crypto Ape. We've got Nate the Great. We've got joined by Black Sheep. What is up, Black Sheep? Broski. Type in hashtag ShrimpTech into the chats below for the chance to win a magical DGen Roundtable sticker and other stickers as well that I'm not
Shout out Black Sheep, man. Shout out Black Sheep.
Yep. Shout out to Black Sheep. I fucking love that dude. And he was on live shortly before us. He was shouting us out over there on the DGen protocol. And so I'm doing him the same solid and shouting him out. He is super cool. And this whole idea of StreamYard giveaways was inspired to me by Black Sheep. So shout out to you, broski. So now I do not have the same media assets and super cool fucking sound drops that Black Sheep has. But here we go. We're going to be looking for a winner chicken dinner drawing time starting now. You guys are too late. FBI, open up! 10, 9. Oh shit, look at that. We've got Mr. Slide 180. Where's my fucking... Oh, there's no clapping over here.
I clapped.
I thought... No, I thought I had a sound drop for clapping. Yes, shout out to you, Mr. Slide 180, Mr. Josh. Josh has already won one, so I'm going to take these extra stickers that you were going to win, broski, and I'm going to add them to your sticker envelope that you already have. So shout out to Mr. Josh, Mr. Slide 180, one of my best friends from the Marine Corps. Fucking love you, broski. I'm going to come hand deliver these stickers to you, and we're going to have a good fucking time. So, ladies and germs, thank you for playing. Hashtag ShrimpTech will always get you guys that fucking ShrimpTech, that ShrimpTech style win. And Mr. Just Live, to answer your question about ShrimpTech, it's an old 4chan meme, and so I fucking love it, and that's what I'm doing. I love you too, Mr. Black Sheep. Remember, you guys, smash that like button, and before you do, pay attention to these gentlemen because they got a story to tell us. Mr. Blockhead, we're going to start with you, then we'll go to Johnny, then Brendan, then myself. My question for you guys is, where can the folks find you if they want to see more of you, and what have you got going on in the near future?
My Twitter is OXBlockhead8. 0xBlockhead8. My YouTube channel is The Block 4 DeFi. That is The Block 4 DeFi. I do a show every Thursday where I bring on a special guest and we try to bring out the human side of crypto. It's not about showing tokens. It's not about showing charts. It's about deciphering and analyzing the winner's mindset. So stay tuned for that. I have a show every Thursday for the next 2 months. So y'all tune in, and that's where you find me.
Blockhead, can you say exactly what the Twitter handle is, or can you just copy your Twitter link? Can you post your link to your Twitter into the comments?
The YouTube comments.
Put it in the private chat, because if you post it in the comments, then it won't show up.
We'll put if you put it in the private chat, then we'll put it in for you.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
do that right now.
While you are doing that, Mr. Johnny Chaos, where can the folks find you, and what have you got going on in the near future, amigo?
Oh, I usually try to hide from people. Then occasionally you guys say something and it brings me out. But if you're really interested in finding me, you can find me on Twitter. I don't regularly stream. I just pop up. We call that random chaos. And on Twitter, I am at CCFX Studios. So, hence my studio. That's
excellent. There you go. So, Brennan has posted the link for finding Mr. Blockhead. This is where you guys can find Johnny Chaos. Johnny, have you got anything interesting coming up in the near future?
I do. I am working on developing new surgical trainers for the industry. One of the companies that I worked for just recently got new ownership and stuff. So, and we're kind of bringing back one of my old products that I designed that didn't really hit the market. So mostly I'm a shop rat. I do like to talk about complex systems and how things work and how things move and stuff. So that's really kind of how I talk about crypto and stuff on the Twitter space. I don't generally share the stuff that I'm working on, because usually I'm under NDA and not to discuss the details of said thing. So, yeah, and I did, of course, you guys mentioned it earlier. For people that are interested in medical research, there is the STEM token. It's in the pin post on my Twitter page. If that's something that you're interested in, I just consider it I like you, Johnny, and I support your work sort of token. It holds its value. It is what it is.
And
some of us at the DJ Roundtable might already hold some of the STEM.
I'm sure you guys probably do, and you're probably enjoying watching it.
What's that?
I said, I'm sure you do, and you guys are probably enjoying watching it when you're watching people try to mess with the price. It's hilarious, isn't it?
I think
even like a shark dumps and like nothing happens to the price.
Nothing. Well, they can't, because how it's set up. I am going to tell you guys how I did it, but I really want another 3 months worth of data before I really kind of spilled the beans on it. But yeah, mostly it's just to kind of see the behavior of people and what they do, and we do have some people that are trying to literally try to figure out a way to beat the system, which that's what you get when you put something out there. People are going to battle test it. And I didn't want to put anything out there until I knew that there wasn't really a way to actually break it. I mean, they can make it look bad, but they still can't break it. So it's kind of cool.
I love what you've done with the V3s. Like, for all that they're launched, it's single side, it's single side, and then there's a fucking sell wall. So like the money goes into the pool and it stays in that.
Yep.
It's not like you get any fucking Johnny allocations. It's not like some magical stuff off into the side. Like, folks should pay attention more. Projects should pay attention more to what Johnny Chaos does and to what the crypto OnlyFans guys do when it comes to token launches and projects and sacrifices and things. Like, Johnny didn't have a sacrifice; he put up all his liquidity.
And everybody was told at the same time.
Yes,
everybody was told at the same time. So it's not like I called up everybody and said, "Hey, do you want in on this?" It's like, nope. It's everybody had a fair chance. It's all started at the same price. It was just across the board. But
excellent.
But mostly the fun part. The fun part about that is just to watch people's behavior. Unless you promise people like bullshit, they don't care about stability. It's like they don't care about stability. That's not what they want. They want something they can manipulate. And if they can't manipulate it, it's not cool. I don't know. It's kind of funny.
Oh man.
Anyway, so many get out of here. So let's,
Mr. Brendan, the anonymous bean. Where can the folks find you, and what are things you've got going on in the near future?
Well, I'm Bean from the DGen Roundtable. You can find me at anonymous_Bean on X. You can also find me in the DGen Roundtable chat, where I'm a lot. I feel like I'm one of the more active members of the DRT there.
Definitely is.
You can also find me in Miami. If you're ever in Miami, well, within the next 2 months, because I'm moving out of Miami in August. But if you're if you're here in the next 2 months, I will take you out for one of the best nights of your life. It'll be fun. It'll be safe. It'll be a great time. But I took Will out and a couple other guys from the DGen Roundtable.
Oh, man.
A couple people from the community, and we had a blast. At least I think we did.
I have to not talk about the things that we did that night because it was too much fun, and I don't want to spoil the surprise for anyone else that goes out there. But needless to say, Brendan knows everybody in Miami and can get people anywhere in Miami. That's what it seemed like to me, and I thought it was fucking fantastic. So go visit this DGen and go have a good time. And while you're at it, you might as well join the DGen Roundtable Telegram, where Brendan is one of the most active admins in there, like one of the most active founding members. So for those of you guys that are listening and not watching the stream, you can join the DGen Roundtable by going to t.me/DRT. That's Delta Romeo Tango DRT. Join now. T.me/DRT. Join now is how you get into the DGen Roundtable Telegram. You can also scan that QR code. You can also just click on some of our socials and find it that way. But that's the main way to get into the DGen Roundtable Telegram. Share some memes. Talk about women. Talk about crypto. Talk about fitness. Hang out. Do some cool stuff. It's a great place full of popping people. So
we even got an anime channel. Even got an anime channel.
We do have an anime channel, and occasionally we do talk about some weeb shit, and it's a good time. So we fucking love to see it. For those of you guys that are wondering where you can find me and what things I've got going on in the near future, if you want to get any of my socials, then you can find them over based off of the Pulse domain will.pls.fyi. I grabbed one of the best domain names. I got a 4-letter domain name, so I'm fucking stoked about it. will.pls.fyi. You can find my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram, my fucking link tree for DGen Roundtable stuff. All sorts of great shit over there, all branching out of will.pls.fyi. Reminder for everybody that typed in #ShrimpTech, if you send me an address on Telegram, you can send it to me on Twitter or on X or on Instagram or Facebook, whatever the hell. Send me a DM of an address if you typed in #ShrimpTech, and I will send you one of these fancy smancy, beautiful DGen Roundtable stickers. You don't have to have one. You get a DGen Roundtable sticker for free simply by engaging. So I've got a fucking 100 envelopes. I've got a bazillion, trillion stamps. By the way, stamps are getting expensive, so fuck those motherfuckers.
What are they at right now?
What's that?
What do the stamps cost right now?
Oh, I have no idea, but I know that I paid like $30-$40 for these 2 books of stamps and for this like little $2 packet of 100 envelopes. So.
I mean, before tariffs, they were like at 55 cents. What are they at now?
They're probably at 75 would be my guess. 75, because I don't even know how many is in a book of stamps. I'm guessing that there's let's see, 6 and 4 is 10, so there's 20 stamps in a book of stamps. So I don't know, fucking 40 stamps, $30. I guess, yeah, $75. So there you go. But yeah, that's where you guys can find me. Send me a DM of any address. It could be your own, it could be your dog's, it could be whatever the fuck. I will send a DGen Roundtable sticker to somebody, and they'll be like, why the fuck am I getting a DGen Roundtable sticker? So there you go. I've got 250 of these bitches. So please send me addresses so that I can send you guys stickers and I can get rid of this super cool supply. I love each and every single one of you. That's what I've got going on. That's what I've got going on in the near future. Shout out again to Crypto Black Sheep. Great stream. Love all you dudes. Even Johnny, who shaved his head and blocked me on X. Haha. Good night, broskies. We all do love you, Mr. Black Sheep. As far as things that are going on for the DGen Roundtable in the near future, for me, I'm just stacking a tower right outside. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be fucking stacking steel and dragging cables through the grass and through the dust. So I'm just getting stronger and hanging out, getting high. It's a good time. High in the air. It's just a funny saying that we have. So for the DGen Roundtable, things that are going on in the near future, this Friday for book club, the book that I'm going to be reading to you guys is actually the Marine Corps rifle marksmanship program. So I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do proper rifle marksmanship, and I got to go get a dummy rifle because I know that I can't pull out a real rifle I'll probably just cut one out of wood actually. But I can't hold a real rifle here on YouTube, or else we'll get the stream will get banned or some shit like that. But I'm going to be teaching you the fundamentals of rifle marksmanship on Friday for book club. So instead of doing a normal book, you don't have to do a damn thing. I'm going to be running you guys through the courses that we teach shooters in the Marine Corps. So there you guys go. Those of you that didn't know, I was a rifle trainer, and I ran the rifle qualification ranges and pistol qual ranges in the Marine Corps. So it's a good time. It's going to be great. On Sunday, the DGen Roundtable is doing its Sunday flagship news show where myself, probably Brendan, maybe Zenith, maybe Nate, who the hell knows. So, folks, we will be talking about the news of the stuff that's been going on in crypto over the last week, and also macroeconomics and things like that. So check us out there. Reminder for everybody that is the first time watching youtube.com/DGen Roundtable. We're live 8 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesdays, where we talk to guests like we're doing now, on Fridays, where we read books, and on Sundays, where we cover the news. So that's what goes on here on the DGen Roundtable. You guys can find us here or on X or wherever the hell you catch your streams at. So with that being said, it's time to end the stream. So I want to thank all of you for spending your valuable time with us here on the DGen Roundtable. As Agent J often says, we know that time is your most valuable asset, and we appreciate you spending that time right here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Will Stevenson, but more importantly, you have been watching the DGen Roundtable. Mr. Producer, which is me, I need to get that trigger figure ready because it's time to remind all the folks at home to remember to DGen responsibly.